casual streamer.
I already got music playing.
Wow, that's so loud. There we go.
Oh, hey, an ad. What will this ad be about? Oh, Jack Ryan. What a surprise.
My god, that ad is just everywhere.
Did you see the meme about it being everywhere?
Nah.
It's like on the billboards, it's on the TV, and then when he gets home and goes to bed, he pops out of his bed and is like, Jack Ryan!
Sounds about right. There, the first time I met Ash, we were just watching MLG, and MLG had the same ad to start off every single time. It was for like, I don't remember, it was like Tide Pods or something like similar to that, but
Sure.
the volume of it was like 17 times louder than the actual like casting. So you'd finish off and be like, oh yeah, TSM won, and then you just hear "People of America," and it's just like, oh my god. Calm down. So we still yell that at each other every once in a while.
That's funny.
At least it was half decent. The Jack Ryan was.
Yeah, I kind of want to see that movie actually.
Yeah. Now that it's the advertisement has worked. It made y'all go watch it.
No. Oh, I haven't. Is it out?
Oh, I don't know. I enjoy playing games. Says it was at least half decent. I don't know what he's talking about, but
I feel like we jumped in on a conversation.
yeah.
Maybe?
Also,
Or the ad. Or was the ad half decent?
not really sure. We'll find out.
I really want to know if these are individual codes or not. Oh hey, a frequently asked question page. How convenient.
You gotta look at the fact. Oh, Jack Ryan the TV series was that just came out. He says it was at least half decent. So.
Oh, it's a TV series?
Yeah, I thought so. It's on like Amazon or something. It's not a movie.
Oh. I thought it was a movie. Now the actor makes more sense.
You mean you didn't want Jim from The Office?
I'm not a big fan of The Office.
That kind of surprises me, honestly, knowing you.
I don't like the humor that much. Surprise. I don't know. Don't get me wrong. I think The Office is a masterpiece. It's just not a masterpiece I'm going to watch.
That still just kind of surprises me, knowing you. I don't know. It seems like it should be right up your alley.
No, I can't handle it, honestly. I think the humor is right. The delivery is what throws me off.
I can't admit to a whole lot. I've only seen a handful of episodes. We used to watch them in our psychology class. I don't remember exactly why, but it apparently illustrated something. A lot of mentally ill people in the office.
I was gonna say, these are the signs that you need to look for. Says nothing about multiple codes. The better question is, if my friend got multiple codes that didn't tell me.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe you just need all of them to install it.
That'd be insane.
Please, well,
I don't
know if
though.
I don't know if you're old enough, but like PC games used to come on just like gigantic stacks of CDs. Yeah, I had I had like an old Madden game that was like literally 12 CDs. You had to install all in a row. Maybe
Guild
it's like
Wars
that. You just need
2.
you need four different codes in order to get your Black Ops beta working, you know?
I feel like we've advanced past that. Ooh, the hype counter's going. I like it. Do you have a picture of the emote to show people?
Uh, I can pull one from somewhere.
I sent you one.
Yeah, I know you sent me one. That's where I was gonna pull it from. I don't actually like this emote that much, but it's rare, so you know it's got that
It's
prestige.
super rare.
Think about how cool you'll be with your Odyssey Sona emote.
Because it's completely separate from that program you were talking about.
Yeah.
It's only if you asked for it.
Well, and people who already made it in the program, because there's a lot of like reasonably popular streamers
Oh,
who
sure,
are
sure.
talking about it.
But still. The chances of winning something in a popular streamer versus a more close-knit community.
I'm trying to think about where to put this.
Everywhere.
Maybe I'll just throw it up on stream at the end of the game. I don't know. We'll figure it out when we give it away, I guess. We'll just make it up as we go.
Just talk about it in between games. For those that might have
Yeah,
missed
for
out.
for anybody who didn't see in the announcement, we're giving away one of the Odyssey emote streamers. One of the Odyssey Sona emotes. That was really bad.
Woo! Got him. Unique and rare and one of a kind. Can be yours for 5 easy payments of $29.99.
I'm pretty sure they take away the emotes if you try to sell them. I thought that was one
I'm
of the
not
things
trying
that
to
they
sell.
said.
That was a joke. That was a joke. Sponsored by Riot. Please love us. I think that was in the message, actually. Disclose that Riot has provided you with free content. Because they're awesome.
Riot has provided us with free content. We have disclosed that now. Riot, our benevolent gods, have given us free content.
The people I have worshipped for the past 6 years.
And now no longer really worship, and instead kind of, slant-eyed look at them. They're winning us back with the free emotes.
How do you feel about the new Odyssey game mode?
Me personally,
Yeah.
I love the PvE game modes. I
Mm-hmm.
played the heck out of the Star Guardian mode while it was out. I really like the new one. I think it's fun. You get to kind of be a Doombot.
Mm-hmm.
I know you mentioned you thought it was pretty boring, but it gets way more intense the higher difficulty you go on to.
I was gonna say, I think that's just me. I get bored of things super freaking easily. But when I logged in the next day, because those missions were frozen, I had like 10 pages of stuff to click through because of those games we played. It's like, you unlock this, you unlock this. It's like, okay, yeah. I get it.
And the rewards are pretty good. Like, you can get the Odyssey Zig skin for free through one of the missions. It's kind of difficult,
I think.
But
I think the augments make a huge difference. Like, that's what changes it up, and I probably should play it again with the augments.
Yeah, it's way more fun with the augments, and then the higher difficulty, like there's actually enemies to kill, and it's kind of challenging. Cause like the first, like the intro and the one above that, like there's just no enemies, and it's like,
right,
well, that's not worthwhile. But yeah, then you get to feel like a Doombot. You can shoot your crescendo like 8 different directions, and reset your W with your Q, and reset your Q with your W, and it's pretty cool. If you're Sona. I've been playing Malphite mostly because no one else wants to play Malphite.
Because Yasuo is where it's at.
Oh, we hit a timer. I should probably have paid attention to that. Here's an intro video, guys. So, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to week 4 of the OKLCS. My name is Meristematic. With me is Otso,
Hello.
making his repeat appearance here. Um, this is cross match, cross week, cross conference week, something to those nature. So none of these games count for the standings. However, they are very entertaining. So we're going to see some interesting gameplay dictated based on that. So and some interesting picks as well. I didn't bring up the standings. All of the teams that will be playing have the same record. Uh, so our first match of the day is going to be between Vicious and Delicious and Bingo Squad Gaming. Both of these teams coming in at 1 and 2. Again, the game doesn't matter for standings, it's more for conference pride. I have a message on Discord. I was just checking. Okay, not important. Um, so yeah, if you're ready, Otso, we'll go ahead and get started.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll start spawning on the bottom side of the map. Wearing the blue health bars this game is going to be Vicious and Delicious. In the top lane, rewind it back, we'll be playing Malphite. Fusey, which is a small name change from Fuchi, we'll be playing Jarvan in the jungle. Azir's Lucky in the mid lane on Zillion. The Revan, Christ, and Constant Stutter in the bot lane playing Tristana and Leona.
And who's the team on the right?
It's Bingo Squad Gaming.
Bingo Squad Gaming coming at you on the red side with Jervil in the top lane, Karasuta in the jungle. Oh, no. Yeah?
Nope.
No, Jervil has Smite. Dang it. He's in the jungle. Karasuta's in the top lane.
No,
Trust me,
Zale's
guys.
in the top lane.
What? What the hell is this? Get in your positions, people. No, Zale in the top lane. Karasuta in the AD carry position with the support UMW support.
Okay, so Karasuta,
Okay.
Cho'Gath named Karasuta. We're going to be calling Leslie Campoy or Hoey C because that's his name. He's decided to troll everybody intentionally by switching names like 3 times this week to different members of our community. We're not going to dignify that by actually calling him Karasuta. So he's going to be Leslie Campoy or Hoey, or if you can't remember, just call him Cho'Gath.
Sounds like something I would do. Okay, so at least the left side is Vicious and Delicious is in the correct order, so I'm not going to screw that up as we continue on.
So both junglers starting on the right side of the map, so we could see some interesting conflicts at level 2 or level 3. Bingo Squad has been changing things up with their positions the last couple of games, and especially because this game doesn't matter, maybe trying something out that they might use going forward. Zale, normally their mid laner, playing top lane. Hoey, normally their junglers and mid. Jervil, I know, plays a lot of jungle and solo queue, so I imagine that it's a natural fit for him to slide into the jungle. It's just the other two kind of adjusting.
For sure, and this is probably the best time to do it in a game that doesn't really matter towards the standings, allowing them to experiment with this sort of thing.
Yeah, Udyr well, there's a lot of things happening. Yeah, we're watching bot as Revan Christ jumps in. The explosive shot.
Oh!
And the Ignite will take down UMW support. It's first blood for Vicious and Delicious. Now Fusey is here in the top lane with Azir's Lucky. They were fighting Udyr just kind of in the river, and now they're going to go onto Zale. The flag not able to connect into the drag. I think Fusey actually ran out of mana, but the respect flash from Zale up in the top lane.
There's a lot to break down there. Bot lane's pretty simple. It's a Tristana and Leona. You're probably just gonna die.
Now Karasuta in trouble. He's gonna get jumped on as well and force the flash away. Now there's no more defensive summoners available for Bingo Squad in the bottom lane.
That's such a difficult lane to be in, because Leona, she jumps on you, she stuns you down, and you can't walk towards your CS. However, on the thing in the top lane where Udyr was fighting Azir's Lucky and Fusey in the jungle, I'm not quite sure why Zale stayed pushed up. Like, you just kind of got to realize it, either go help your teammate or just back off for a little bit, and you wouldn't have to waste your flash.
Yeah, it seems like maybe a little bit lacking on the awareness there from Zale. Maybe they just didn't expect Lucky and Fusey to walk all the way up to top lane.
For sure.
As a result, Lucky missed a decent chunk of experience. You can see he's a level behind Hoey there in the mid lane.
Yeah, I guess that's a good point. Going to the other side of this, if they did that roam top and they actually got something, it probably would have been worth. But now that I think about it, it probably put him super far behind.
Constant
Speaking of
Stutter's
which,
roaming mid as well. Misses the Zenith Blade onto Hoey. That's too much thinking involved for that, man.
all the roams this game, that's insane.
Yeah, it's too early in the morning for all these name changes. I can't quite keep up. Jervil comes through and just decides to bear stance down onto... Well, actually used his flash as well to get onto Lucky and do that chunk of damage. Nobody respecting their summoners in this game. Nobody double lift holding onto that flash for too long. Constant Stutter finds the engagement onto UMW support again. The explosive shot not going to tick down, plus the ebb and flow keep UMW support topped off this time. Oh.
Ooh.
I didn't see the setup for that coming at all, but Zale dives, rewind it back under tower, picks up the kill, evens up the kill count, evens up the gold as well. Constant Stutter flashes in, lands the Zenith Blade. Fusey is here, jumps in, UMW support is dead, and just trying to buy some space for his AD carry. Revan Christ will pick up the kill on Tristana.
Holy cow, so many things are going on. I guess this is what happens though when you play some pretty early game junglers. Like, I'd expect Jarvan to be ganking all of these lanes, trying to push, especially the bot lane's super aggressive. So just getting Tristana ahead and on the carry train.
Yeah, it's interesting when you think that Udyr is actually the jungler of the two that wants to farm more.
Mm-hmm. Oh, for sure. Twitch, you really got to build up for that late game. Top lane, I'm actually kind of surprised. Zale is doing a really good job pushing Rewind It back out of the lane and winning the trades, even though it's a tank battle with wet noodles.
Yeah, I thought that Malphite had a little bit better of a run in this matchup. I guess
Well,
these
looking
are
at that trade, I'd say otherwise.
yeah, these are two of the tanks I don't play as much. Both of the junglers are here. Fusey not able to get that knockup onto Jervil and immediately gets feasted down by Hoey plus the Ignite. And that's a kill going over to the mid lane Cho'Gath that we haven't even talked about yet. Quietly ignoring the tank v support battle in mid lane.
Yeah, Zurian's actually doing a decent job. Problem is he keeps getting ganked by Udyr. And so he's not necessarily dying from it, but he keeps having to go back out of the lane.
How would you you normally handicap the Cho'Gath versus Zillion matchup though?
You wouldn't. You just farm it up and look.
Yeah.
Zillion would be the one, should be the one, maybe pushing the wave and looking for a roam. But in this case, he's lost quite a bit of pressure already, and so it's difficult for him to do that. So he's kind of just stuck there now, until the laning phase is over.
What do you think of the phase rush on Cho'Gath?
That's interesting. I can see it against Zillion, I guess, because of the slow. I probably would have went for more tankier, just damage, like choose either direction. I don't know though. That's an interesting one.
Yeah, it seems like it's a harder spell to pop. Nature's Grasp coming in from Zale. He's looking again for a dive on Rewind It Back. Unfortunately, that was the Cho'Gath, the Maokai engage. We did it. Not a huge amount of damage to come through, but...
Right, but for a tank, he's doing a lot of damage.
That Jervil pops in, steals away the red buff from Fusey, grabs the Blast Cone out, well, maybe out to safety. He's going to find the members of Vicious and Delicious collapsing on him. It's not out to safety at all as Azirisi Lucky takes the kill with an auto attack.
There you go. That was an excellent roam by the team to catch him out, punishing him for the attempted steal, which was good at first, but since Vicious and Delicious have so much pressure in the bot lane, they're able to push up the wave and roam.
Yep, Reverend Christ goes in. He's level 6. He's the only member with his ultimate in this lane. Karasuda and UMW support trying to turn it back around. The Buster shot back out. Just alive is Karasuda.
Not quite deciding Reverend Christ Christ deciding if he wants to kill him or not. Oh,
But now Constant Stutter getting a little bit too aggressive. Now he's trapped on the wrong side of this turret. That's going to hand over, well, should hand over a kill to Karasuda.
she's so fast.
Oh, he's going to flash.
Oh.
And the ult.
Oh, he still has the ult. Oh my god.
It's a huge investment by Karasuda. He does pick up the kill. Meanwhile, Zale just kills Rewind It back in top lane. The exciting tank gameplay not shown on the stream. Too spicy for that. Hoey now caught just a little bit by Seriously Lucky, but you can see just how tanky he is with just a catalyst. Lucky can't really chew through that health bar too well, except with the red buff auto attacks helping him out.
He's coming for a gank.
Udyr wrapping around. Oh, scares him with the turtle stance. There's the bear finally under tower. He gets knocked up. Hoey comes forward. Oh, he just has enough time to get off the chrono shift.
Oh, that was insane. Because I'm pretty sure Udyr went for the stun, but Seriously Lucky timed his flash so well that it actually dodged the stun in a sense, so it didn't go off, allowing him to walk it back.
He buffered the stun with that flash, and then just able to get up his chrono shift through the silence. That would have been a really tight timing there before he got his health bar depleted completely. Guess that's the PC way to put it.
And honestly, that's what you gotta do when you're in that position where you're not necessarily winning lane, but not losing it. You just have to be able to absorb that pressure. Because if you start dying to those ganks, then it just becomes a problem for everybody. But if you just absorb it and you don't die, it sounds simple, I know, but then that's just wasting Udyr's time, Dribble's time.
I'm kind of curious. I'm gonna click. Hopefully we don't miss anything. He's got 4 stacks already. 3 of them from minions. Does Hoey there in the mid lane Cho'Gath?
I don't know what Cho'Gath's rate of stacking is, so.
So you get the 6 stacks from minions. Normally you're aiming for that just sometime prior to around the 20-minute mark. Oh, well, UMW support gets thrown into the Jarvan Jacuzzi, and there's no escape for the squishy Nami as she'll go down.
Yeah, that's a rough lane.
Yeah,
and
that's a good, a well-timed lane gank as well from Fusey.
For sure, that was excellent. And I'm wondering if they get the, yeah, they do get the tower. We just didn't get to see it.
So first tower goes over to Vicious and Delicious. They've got a little over 1,000 gold lead. Rewind It back is just, he's trying so hard, but just look at the item difference. It's Bomby's Cinder and Merc Treads versus almost like the combined cost shy of an Abyssal Mask plus the Ninja Tabby from Zale.
Yeah, luckily his bot lane's winning pretty hard, so they'll be looking for those team fights in the mid game, hopefully, where he can have a really good engage to help this Tristana keep rolling.
So second dragon going over to Vicious and Delicious. It's another speedy boy. Not a huge benefit to their team. I guess you get that coupled in with the Zillion speed means that you can do some kind of silly rotations. More importantly, it denies it from Udyr, who's actually very strong with the Cloud Dragon.
For sure, in this game we've seen a lot of people roaming. So Malphite, back up.
Oh, uses the Unstoppable Force to get away. Dribble really hasn't had a huge impact so far on this Udyr pick. I know that it's one of his favorites. It's something that he plays a lot in solo queue. I don't know how well Udyr translates into a competitive game environment where there are a lot of wards available to spot him out.
It's interesting, because I've seen a lot of Udyrs in my solo queue games recently, and he can easily take over a game, but
he's going to get stopped up by the Solar Flare right into the Zillion slow, and there's just no escape from this goon squad of Vicious and Delicious.
It's unfortunate. They're getting caught out in these positions because there's just so much vision on the map, and with these 2 air drakes, which is the point I was going to make before, it's so easy for them to roam and quickly run back to lane.
Revan Christ versus Zale in the top lane. I still think Zale pretty handily takes this in a 1v1. I think he's feeling it now. He just needs his cooldowns back. Zale has done a fantastic job, by the way. The 20 CS lead plus 2 solo kills on the top lane. on Maokai means that he's just insanely ahead on that big tank boy.
For sure, and
But
that's
now he
why.
might be getting dove. There's
Yeah.
5 members, or 4 members,
Ooh,
excuse me, in the top lane. Gets thrown into the jacuzzi. UMW support trying to peel for him with the tidal wave. It's not going to be enough, though, as Fusey picks up the kill. But now Hoey is here.
there
He
we
just
go.
noms down on the 80 carry. Karasuda now in the flanking in on the Twitch. The only member not up in the top lane right now is Udyr. They get the knock up onto Malphite. The spray and pray coming across as well. Karasuda picks up one. They're trying to chase down the remaining members. I don't know that they have the speed to collapse. Rift Herald is dropped in mid lane, by the way. Rift Herald was picked up. I don't think we ever mentioned by Jervil, but he's split pushing in the mid lane. He's opening the gates in mid.
This is a really good play by them, just to get this game back on the right track. With this play, they'll get at least mid tower and probably top tower as well. Not only evening the gold, but taking a slight gold lead.
Yeah, they get the extra charge. They'll grab the top tower as well. That's important. I guess the tower isn't as much gold as I thought it represented. It's
No,
a couple
honestly.
hundred gold lead. Karasuda might be in a little bit of trouble here. Ebb and Flow keeping him healthy. Buster shot away, but the bubble lands from UMW support. Now Revan Christ forced to rocket jump away. Ticking down the health. I don't know that the poison will outdamage the regen. I think he only got like 2 or 3 shots on him.
Man, there's a lot going on here.
Yeah, now Jervil's in trouble. Constant Stutters found him. The Solar Flare not going to lock him up for too long, but another slow coming in from Lucky, and it will finally be enough damage coming through as Lucky picks up his second kill on the Zillion.
That was one thing I was going to point out if all that wasn't happening was you got the 2 towers, now you need to back off, clear out the vision, and reset. Like, get those items. You got a lot of shutdown gold on you now. Don't overstay. So they did a pretty good job for that, and honestly getting those 2 towers was super clutch. Meanwhile, bot lane though.
Fusey just walks in with the Jarvan Jacuzzi, still has the knockup available. Zale doesn't have flash, so this is just going to be a long form beating of the tree. Oh. Do they actually have the damage to finish this off? Zale trying to turn it around. He's a monster. He gets the passive heal. Rewind it back. Still landing the brutal strikes on him. Another wedge comes out. Constant Stutter was roaming down, so the kill is going to be secured either way. But it will go over to Zale.
Holy cow, give that man Ignite, and that was a double kill.
We're top laners. We don't get to have Ignite unless you're choosing people.
What feels bad about that, though, is that he had this lead, but unfortunately, trying to convert that with the team that's not as ahead as you can be really difficult.
I don't think Malphite wins this fight. I don't know for sure.
Not extended fights.
Yeah, the press the attack. Whoa. Lucky died, by the way. He got feasted. That was another thing that happened. That's 2 kills going over to Bingo Squad in pretty rapid succession. Yeah, the press the attack damage came in pretty clutch to finally tear through the Malphite in the end.
Yeah, and it's not like he has a completed tanky item yet either, which is super rough. And then seriously Lucky died there before he was even able to ult, probably because of the Cho'Gath silence. That must be such a rough matchup.
Yeah, Jervil trying to open the gates now in the bottom lane, but Constant Stutter. Well, he has Fusey in the background. Revan Christ, that's not the right side of the map, but not going to be punished for it as he runs away from the advances of Karasuda and Hoey.
I really like the vision that they got going on here for Vicious and Delicious.
Yeah, honestly, both teams have quite a bit of vision, but it's more aggressive vision from Vicious and Delicious so far, whereas Bingo Squad's is more passive. Fusey wants this fight. He will get the solo kill onto Jervil, but the return from Hoey is there as he'll get the kill with the Rupture.
Looking for the first dragon, but there's 2 pink wards on it.
Yeah, this is a 4v4, but there's no junglers available for either side, and they do have the Cho'Gath with Feast, so there's at least some sort of execute from Bingo Squad, so they feel pretty confident taking this one.
But this is good, because Vicious and Delicious are trying to take something on the other side of the map while waiting.
Tidal Wave comes in from Nami just to try to disperse, and now the Nature's Grasp. There's 2 gigantic, long CCs, I guess is the word that I'm looking for. Zale goes in. He
Ooh.
finds the root onto Revenkreist, but can the rest of his team follow up? The Solar Flare is so good to buy time from Constant Stutter. The rocket jump away from Revenkreist. He's going over to meet their Malphite. Do they re-engage here? Rewind it back. Has the Unstoppable Force available. Lands it onto 2. They'll immediately pop the Nami. Jervil in trouble now in the front of this fight. On the backside, Maokai is flanking for some reason. Jervil now goes down to the wedge from Rewind it back. And now Zale stunned up. I don't think he can just do anything by himself. You can't go in on the flank as Maokai. You really want to fight front to back, and he's paying for it. That's 3 kills going over on the turn to Vicious and Delicious. That should be the top tower as well.
One thing I will break down from that fight is how smart it was by Vicious and Delicious, because they had their engage going in, they had Draven and Malphite going on, and then the zillion bombs on top, but Seriously Lucky wasn't tunnel visioned. He was also looking at his AD carry, who got flanked by the Maokai, who can kill him pretty quickly, actually. But Seriously Lucky gets the Zillion ult onto Tristana, the Revenkreist, saves her, she comes back with full health, and they're just able to mop up the rest of the team fight.
Yeah, I really wanted to highlight that Solar Flare from Constant Stutter on the initial engagement. He was able to slow up enough of that initial engagement that they didn't lose any members to start off with, and that enabled them to turn the fight. Not normally the big niche of the Solar Flare is the disengagement.
It's stopping the fight, yeah. No, that you're totally right. I just wanted to point that out because it's like in the back. But no, really, honestly, really good play from Vicious and Delicious to turn that around in their favor, because until that point, they were pretty much tied up. It's really hard to remember that because the gold difference is in different places for the teams. But this is definitely a fairly even game.
Yeah, now Zale, we were highlighting, was so far ahead of the Malphite. It's not that big of a lead anymore. If we just look at the gold difference, I bet they're fairly even. Actually, Malphite is 200 gold ahead.
Oh, interesting. And part of that might be because of that shutdown gold, honestly, because the more kills you get, the more valuable you become. And so that's what can really turn games around. I think that's why it's so difficult to close games right now, because one mistake feels like a catastrophic setback, because, oh, just gave them 600 extra gold.
Jervil is just going to fight Rewind It Back. This is the showdown that we've been waiting for, I guess, but Rewind It Back wins that pretty handily. Yeah, the Bramble Vest, the big MVP, and that'll be the mid lane tower as well for Vicious and Delicious.
Awesome. Yeah, you gotta push tab. Look at those items before you go in for the 1v1. I'm pretty sure Udyr did more damage to himself there, so Rewind It Back is definitely back in this game.
Yeah, and that's really important. If you can set that Malphite up in a side lane and the other 4 can stay, relatively safe, all of a sudden,
and it gets a turret.
Yeah, your team comp becomes that much more powerful. You can flank with that Malphite ultimate and set up engagements from angles that you're not expecting, because you don't have to group up with your team in order to stay alive. Hoey is doing a pretty intense amount of damage with some of these ruptures. I don't want to say it's quietly. There's another tower. Okay, that was the bot lane tower for Bingo Squad, but he's got 9 stacks on that Dark Seal plus 10 stacks on his Rod of Ages now. And
yeah, he's gonna be a monster.
Is Shrelia's Reverie
to run at you faster with.
Gotta get all the movement speed to counteract the Zillion.
Yeah, and whereas Vicious and Delicious has Draven, Malphite, Leona, the classic engages. Shoot. The red side only has Maokai, which, I mean, don't get me wrong, excellent engage, but that's still just 1 to the 3 of them. And so the Shurio's Reverie should be able to help them close that gap a lot easier.
Yeah, now that we're starting to get into teamfight phase, what we really have to watch is Karasuda's positioning. He's a little overextended there, forced to flash away. That's a good show of exactly what we're talking about, though. you have so many engage tools from Vicious and Delicious, and Twitch. I mean, Twitch doesn't have a mobility spell. He doesn't have any way to avoid that. So if he gets
Hmm.
locked down, that's just should be the end of the team fight, basically.
Yeah, he definitely needs to be in the back when it comes to team fights. Oh. Zao was getting caught bot lane, but smartly flashed
Jervil
out.
heading
to
around on
Jervil.
the flank. He's going to stun up Revenchrist, but the rest of his team is just not there to follow up. Zale going in. He finds Revenchrist, but gets the Chrono Shift out on him to, I guess, keep him alive for now. Karasuda's on a killing spree. The Contaminate, he waited just long enough for that Chrono Shift to come out, but now the flank from Rewind It Back, he lands a big unstoppable force. They do pick up one in return thanks to a Time Bomb from Zillion. That's a really messy fight. It's 2 for 2, or 2 for 3, excuse me,
And
in
it's
favor of
still
Bingo
going.
Squad. It's still going. Lucky in a little bit of trouble. Bubble not going to connect from UMW support.
Yeah, Karasuda got some good positioning there, able to spray and pray on top of everybody. I know that's not what it's called now, but in my heart, it always will be. Because Twitch is silently coming up here.
Yeah, he waited just long enough for that Chrono Shift to run out of
Mm-hmm.
to run off of Revenchrist, and he was still in range for the Contaminate. So he picks up that one, gets the reset on his stealth, and is able to reposition and get a little bit better angle for his ultimate.
Definitely. You'd be surprised how far that contaminant actually can go, how large its range is, but
Yeah, the Udyr pick I still think seems a little bit questionable. We saw him pretty much get caught out. He doesn't have any tank stats to his name. He does solo out the dragon. He's been applying some split push pressure, so I guess it's not. He's at least playing it out the way that an Udyr plays out.
it's unfortunate because you really gotta be able to cement your lead early as Udyr just to make sure that you're ahead of the game. But in this case, all of the ganks just unfortunately never quite worked out because of the excellent roaming by Vicious and Delicious. So he's in this awkward position now where he's gonna have to farm up into the late game, which I feel like his entire team wants to do. So maybe it'll turn out then.
Bingo Squad has vision control over the Baron Pit right now for some reason. They're down 3k, but they've been able to get a full sweep and set up their own wards inside the Baron Pit. There's just this one ward behind him that's causing him a little bit of a headache right now, and it's giving Vicious and Delicious enough forward momentum. They're able to push back in, reset that vision control. This is tense. Fusey sees his moment. He jumps onto UMW support and Zale. I don't know that those are the targets he wants. That's two big teamfight ults just to eliminate the Nami. Spray and pray coming in from the back. Hoey picks up one kill with the Feast. Karasuda's still alive in the back, just trying to kite back away from the Malphite. Revenchrist on the re-engage. They're doing quite a bit of damage, especially using the Zeke's Harbinger passive. Karasuda very low, just running away in the back, but Hoey's able to turn it back around. Some health gain back. Jervil is here as he's able to tear through some of the front line. Double kill for Hoey C. He will go down to the Time Bomb. Chrono Shift is available as Lucky uses it on himself, but it's not going to matter in the end as Karasuda picks up his 5th kill of the game.
Holy cow, that was excellent. Oh my god, props to Zale, though, honestly. Bringing his lead from lane and just destroying the enemy's back lane, and Twitch able to just spray and pray on top of all of them. I was going to point out that he has yet to die this game, which is exactly what you want to do when you're trying to catch up, and this is just going to be an easy free Baron off of the ace.
I haven't actually played on Summoner's Rift since the Odyssey change. I hadn't seen the Baron skin. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, they have Kane doing the announcing, and they have special minions too.
I've seen the minions, and I played in a couple of practice tools just to like warm up and see some of the new stuff, but I hadn't seen Baron yet, so that was kind of a surprise. He's like extra teal today. But Baron's gonna go over to Bingo Squad. They flip the gold lead back in their favor. They've got, I mean, it's not a significant advantage, but they're not down 3k anymore.
No, for sure. And with this Baron, they should be able to get a lot off of it as long as they group up. Well, it's always good to get your jungle camps. You don't want to waste too much time
Yeah,
on your Baron buff.
classic Udyr, just out there soloing jungle camps. Remember, Christ gets chunked down. Uh, Zale does a huge amount of damage to him. Counter engage though from Jarvan. They're
Oh,
trying to find the Chrono Shift is popped on one side of the fight. The Jarvan Jacuzzi isn't very good on the other side. Rewind it back going in. This is a really segmented engage from Vicious and Delicious, and it's going to cost them as they lose 3 members.
yeah, these team fights are getting harder and harder because Twitch is able to just sit in the backline.
Derval around the back lands the bear stance. The flash. Bear. Oh, it wasn't even flash. He just gap closed. All right. Well, never mind.
Hi,
Derval.
my name's Udyr.
Hello, Udyr in your backline. Thank you. They'll pick up the inhibitor turret, and this game is flipped entirely.
Is this game? This could. They only have the 1 minion. Another wave's coming in fast. They have 5 seconds before constant stutter. No, they're gonna decide to back out, play the safe way. They do have a lane, wave top lane, and so they should be able to push that pretty far. I'd say at least for the first turret. Man, what a turn though.
Yeah, that team fight was exactly the opposite of what you wanted if you're Vicious and Delicious. They use their engage tools at separate times. They really need. They keep blowing the Jarvan Jacuzzi and the Unstoppable Force to kill off the Nami, and that's. I mean, it's a good target, but the big damage dealers are Twitch and Cho'Gath, and they have not been able to get to either of those targets reliably.
Yeah, and you gotta realize, like you pointed out before, Twitch doesn't have a rocket jump like Tristana does. So you put the Jarvan ult around him, and he's not going anywhere until that's down. So you just gotta be able to layer that CC on top of each other. You get some Zillion bombs in there. They're the perfect comp for the Zoe and Tristana. They just have to execute it well, which they were doing earlier. It's just harder to translate that into late game when Twitch is spraying praying on you the entire time.
Yeah, and big props to Hoey. He's made himself that big second threat on the Cho'Gath this game. Without that, I mean, you just kill the Twitch and it's donezo. But he's sitting on 10 stacks on a Magi's. He's got 3.5 completed items. He's a big boy on Cho'Gath, and not one that you can just ignore completely in the team fights. And Zale's doing a good enough job, at least bothering Reverend Christ. He can't quite 100 to 0 him, but it's pushing the Tristana out of the fight, so you're missing that extra bit of damage.
Yeah, and it's always good to have a balance of AD and AP, because Twitch, if your focus is Malphite right now, will slowly just kill himself. He does have the Infinity Edge, which helps out a lot. But with the Cho'Gath there as well, he's able to stack on the AP damage instead. So now it's a slow pushing game, trying to get all the inhibitors down, securing another dragon, because why not?
Yeah, that's 13 stacks now for Hoey on the Cho'Gath.
Holy cow. Baron buff has run out though, so it's going to be a little bit harder to push into the base.
Yeah, we'll see how they can find an entrance. They're actually warded up here on the blue buff. Doesn't look like they're going to collapse, but instead use that to their advantage. They're going to grab just a little bit of pressure here bottom. Don't have the most minions. There's only 5 or so alive, but it doesn't matter.
They still get them.
Yeah, when you can just sit Cho'Gath on top of the minion wave, the engagement comes down onto Karasuda, but there's no follow-up, and immediately the bubble is so good. It locks up Fusey and Constant Stutter and prevents them from re-engaging. Karasuda's picked up a double kill, kiting out the Malphite. That'll be 2 going over to Udyr as well, and with 4 members down, that's going to be the game for Bingo Squad.
Good job. I'm just super surprised because my fight was focusing Twitch. Twitch didn't auto-attack anybody that fight, and yet the lead's just too strong. They're gonna close out this game 26-17, GG.
Yeah, the bubble from UMW support landed onto the other 2 engagement members of Vicious and Delicious. It prevented them from getting in at all on the follow-up. And yeah, that turned in one team fight basically for Bingo Squad, and they'll take home the W this week. Yeah, I don't have a whole lot more to say other than that. Congratulations to Bingo Squad. They put 1 on the board for Noxus. Woo! Not biased here, but let's go Noxus. So yeah, we'll step aside for just a minute here while we set up our second game of the day. Thanks for watching. What did I arbitrarily say was next?
The next ruffle file.
Okay.
Ruffle.
Ruffle.
Yeah, Nation. I totally made my own emote. I took my Bitmoji and put it on there.
Yeah, I need my own emote too, for that matter.
Same. I was trying to think of like something that actually relates to me, and so except I can't do it on this stream. But let's just say people like crowns.
You gotta get that Knight's Vow coming in.
Yes. Oxen, welcome home from work.
Yeah, welcome to Rise of Oxen. We'll have your game a little bit later on.
But it's worth sticking around because today we will be giving out an exclusive emote if you guys didn't see in the Twitter. It's the Sona. I don't even know what it's called. What is it? Odyssey
It's
themed
Odyssey
Sona.
Sona. I don't remember exactly what the emote's called, but
she looks kind of sad. But it's exclusive. You can only get it from streamers, and we'll be doing a giveaway later today.
oh, I'm loaded up. Oh, I didn't change the scoreboard. That might be important. All right. I'm gonna call you out, Power Flashes. Why'd you have to have 5 letters in your code? It doesn't fit in the scoreboard. Whatever. Anyone from the Power Flashes is watching, I'm really disappointed in you. I don't think the 4 really fits from Snack either.
Who's in the next game?
We got Land Snack and we got Power Flashes.
Ooh, Land Snack. Yes.
Are you loaded up?
I am.
Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the OKLCS. Our next game is another game between 1 and 2 teams, but we've got Landsneck and Power Flashes. Landsneck representing Noxus, Power Flashes representing Demacia. Are you ready to go, Otto?
Ready.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, start.
Oh.
On the... You good?
Yeah.
Okay, on the blue side of the map for this game, we have the Noxus representatives. It's Landsneck in the top lane, Iron Man Fan 34 on Nautilus, Moose 9068 in the jungle on his signature Poppy pick, Sassiest Dragon NA on Vigar, Gara of the Sand in the White Shadow in the bot lane. On the Void combo, the Kaisa and the Vel'Koz.
And on the red side, we have Power, right?
Power Flashes.
Power Flashes, because you gotta use that flash. We have, oh Jesus, these names, guys. You gotta spare me with these. Vorgnite? Is it like German?
It's Worgen Knight, is what we've been calling him this season, and no one's corrected us.
In the top lane on Darius, Baby Carrot in the jungle on Udyr, Sworn on 80 carry as Vayne. Or the mid lane,
no,
depends.
It's the mid lane.
I was gonna say, we got a caps here. Paladin on Swain in the whatever they call that bot lane role, and Saint Pillar or SP Pillars on Pike in the bot lane. And yes, I butchered names. Get over it.
Yeah, rough introduction here. We'll improve it as we go on. Did you say Udyr? It's Olaf.
Did I?
Oh well. It's whatever.
It's like 10 a.m. here. I just woke up.
Sworn on the Caps impersonator. We do need to know if he said holy poggers at any point in this game. It's going to be an important detail that we need to know. Yeah, these are definitely some lanes. The Swain Pike is actually I don't want to say the famous Swain combo, as he does combo well with quite a few supports, but it is one of the more popular ways to still play Swain, and you can see they're already showing disdain for each other here in the bottom lane. Big trade coming out. Paladin taking the never move to start off with and able to grab Gar of the Sand in.
Yeah, I think even though playing mages in the bot lane as the AD carry instead has kind of fallen out of the meta, it's still definitely plausible, especially as Swain.
Yeah, I think Swain is the one that's really stuck around. I think you can make a fringe case for Vladimir, but I haven't seen that like
I
really
haven't
be
seen Vlad in the bot lane
successful.
since forever.
Yeah, I haven't seen it be super successful. It's really just been the Swain, and you can throw Yasuo in there as well.
Mm-hmm.
Who isn't a
Swain,
mage? Whatever. Oh, the flash in from Moose. The Ghost Water dive. Apparently, you can buffer that. He'll land the hook onto White Shadow as well and force the flash away. So, two flashes invested, I guess, from Landsneck on that gank in exchange for one.
yeah, really trying to force something early, get this Kai'Sa rolling. Um, Definitely not a bad idea, just difficult to do. That's one of the things that makes Swain so difficult to play against in the bot lane, is as an AD carry, you don't have a lot of health. But Swain kind of naturally just starts off a bit more tanky. 100 health doesn't sound like a lot, but it makes a huge difference in those early skirmishes.
Yeah, you can see he's got more health than Gar of the Sand while he started Corrupting Potion compared to Doran's Blade. Gets pulled in, Gar of the Sand gets stunned up by the Never Move into the Eye of Sauron, and the auto attacks will take him down as Paladin picks up first blood. Sworn in the mid lane, lands the Condemn. I couldn't think of the word for it. It takes a chunk of damage from Sassiest Dragon, but nothing permanent. The meteor coming down. That doesn't do a whole lot of damage just yet.
Yeah, this is interesting. I can see the thoughts behind putting a mage bot lane and AD carry mid. Meanwhile, though, Vayne
Yeah,
might be
Moose is
ganking.
here, gonna land uh, the tackle. It's way too early to be casting. Uh,
And you guys are making fun of me.
yeah, he gets both summoner spells. Meanwhile, Morganite in the top lane gets all the stacks of his passive
Ooh,
off, and
ooh.
Baby Carrot makes a surprise appearance in top lane just to say hi. But Morganite picks up the solo kill.
So much Darius coming out of Oregon Knight. That's insane. And we have Udyr ganking in the top lane, giving some support to his top laner.
Hey, Baby Carrot's Udyr's nothing to laugh at, man. He's also really good at Olaf, as a side note, but
Yeah, that was the joke.
well,
Oh,
I'm just saying he's actually really good at Udyr. Not playing it this game, but his
I like
Udyr is
the
actually really good.
I like the Olaf a bit more than Udyr, honestly. Olaf obviously being seen in team play a lot more often than Udyr.
Oh, Sworn in
Ooh,
trouble. The Ignite coming down
ooh,
from Sassiest Dragon. The auto attack will pick up the solo kill in mid.
that's a feels bad. I was gonna say I can. Oh, my point I was gonna make earlier is that by putting Vayne in the mid lane and your mage bot lane, it ensures that you still have the AD AP ratio, or so you have both on the team and you don't just have a ton of AD. But Vayne has to be able to get through the laning phase without dying too much. Meanwhile,
Ooh, White Shadow with... That was a... Okay. I see you there, Paladin. He gets the pull in off of the Ghost Water... Or the Ghost Water dive. The other one, the E. The stun from SP Pillars. Able to pull in White Shadow after that. And just the chain of CC means that White Shadow has no way to escape, especially on the immobile Vel'Koz.
hmm so their bot lane, Power's bot lane is doing extremely well. Swain with the early lane, or early laning pressure, along with Pike, which is just an insane combo to deal with. Um, it'll all be just about how well Sworn can play out the Vayne in the mid lane, attempt to survive against a Vigar, which I feel isn't the easiest lane in the world for her.
Yeah, it's also weird because there's a lot of scaling on both sides. Gar of the Sand's in trouble as well. He's going to get
Ooh.
stunned up. Where's the critical damage coming? There it is. Finally gets the hand electrocute thing. Worgen Knight just flashes in. He gets the Demacian Justice, the Noxian Guillotine, the other one, the opposite. That's the Demacia player playing the Noxian Guillotine champion. I'm not sure I can handle that with my headcanon. Um, Yeah, Moose getting chased out through his own jungle. This is a good invade. Finds the pin onto Paladin, but I don't think that's what he wants. His SP Pillars is here. He'll go ahead and just take that kill. Thank you very much. I'm the support. That one's mine.
They gotta share the love here. They already have 4 kills in 7 minutes. That's insane.
Undertow doesn't land from Baby Carrot, but yeah, Olaf hasn't really had to do anything this game. His lanes, other than the mid lane, have been winning on their own.
Yeah, at this point, he just has to help out mid lane, which is exactly what Darius, Worgen Knight is looking to do. Probably not, because Vigar's pretty safe behind his tower, but this is still going to be an easy dragon over to power.
Yeah, and that's the speedy boy as well. That'll go well with the Predator Olaf. Means that he can just start running people down. I was gonna say there's quite a bit of scaling on really both sides of the draft. The Vigar and the Kaisa and the Vel'Koz for that matter all scale pretty well into late game for Snek, but you have the Vayne on the other side for that scaling as well.
Yeah, the only thing I can think of is at the rate of pace this game is going so far, I don't think it's gonna last like super long. I'm gonna give a prediction. I think 28 minutes and like 30 seconds.
Did you look at the timer before the game?
I didn't.
Okay,
100% I didn't.
okay.
That'd be a jerk move.
Yeah, Winged has done that to me before. He's like, man, this is gonna last like
No,
26 minutes and 34 seconds, and I'm like, well, that was exactly correct. So you must have looked before the game. I don't know how long this game lasts. Iron Man fans in trouble though. Able to land the CC.
that's the
And now Moose is
guillotine.
here in top lane. Doesn't have the guillotine, and Moose will pick up the kill.
Oh man, I'm pretty sure he has the guillotine.
He
He
had
just
the
was never
guillotine. He
able to
just wasn't
cast
in
it.
range because of the knockup from the depth charge.
Darn, that's rough. But good on Moose for being there to clean up the kill, making sure that excellent play doesn't go to waste.
Yeah, Worgen Knight just maybe a step ahead of himself, not able to actually secure the kill.
He does have River warded, so he sees Olaf. Okay, good. I was gonna say, if you die to Olaf and you have a ward,
Sworn now
Fane's looking to
chasing
go
down
aggressive.
Sassiest Dragon. He doesn't have the baby cage available,
Ooh.
so
That's a good point, actually. Playing Vayne into basically anyone with CC, but that's gonna have to wait.
well, not too long. Baby Carrot gets the Scuttle Crab and then flashes out of the cage.
What's shorter, Olaf alt or Olaf alt cooldown or flash cooldown?
Hmm. I'm gonna go with Olafel.
Just one of my nitpicky things, because I'm like that. But some good respect from Baby Carrot, making sure that he's able to just farm it up and look for the mid-game team fights.
But yeah,
It is relieving some pressure from Sworn.
yeah, you're absolutely right though. He could have just grabbed the Ragnarok and sprinted his way out of there rather than burning his flash immediately. But regardless, doesn't lose his life. That's what really matters. Dredgeline
Yeah,
connects. Worgen Knight, can he turn this back around? The Darius is no one to mess with. Grabs the double heal as well. Hooks in Moose.
Ooh.
Grabs the Noxian Guillotine, but it's not enough. He'll just trade 1-for-1 off of the bleed. Gar of the Sand, meanwhile, is low. Death from below secures the kill for SP Pillars. He's forced to flash back out, but now Paladin under tower. Bird Bomb will take him down. There was enough damage coming through, plus the tower shot does take down SP Pillars in return. It's only a 2-for-1.
I'm actually super surprised that Pillar's dead. I didn't think that the Vel'Koz ult would be able to kill him or anything, but must have been one last tick just on the edge of the ult.
Yeah, the way that it actually charges his damage is kind of delayed, I've noticed.
Busted.
Busted. We'll go with that.
We do see Sworn actually. I would say actually winning the mid lane now. He's not only got a 20 CS lead, but is pushing Sassiest Dragon NA out of the lane.
Yeah, I still feel like it's one misstep and you get your ass primordial bursted, and that's
No, for sure. Playing Vayne mid against any mage is difficult, and you really have to concentrate because you have to go in between the abilities. So like you're pointing out earlier that Sworn was going in because the baby cage was down. Those are the sort of opportunities you have to look for as an AD carry versus a mage.
But it just feels like you're always that one step from death as well.
Exactly. No, for sure. That's what I mean. So get locked up by baby cage and you're kind of done for. He does have cleanse though, which is good. But meanwhile, the other lanes, Darius, Swain, Pike are all just absolutely destroying their lanes,
Yeah,
keeping up the pressure.
I feel this constant twinge of regret every time I watch Worgen Knight. This game, uh, only reason we had our playoff game last year. I was playing Darius against a Shen, and I accidentally took Fleet Footwork rather than Conqueror. And just watching the damage tick down from Conqueror just kind of fills me with regret, you know, because I could have been that guy. I could have done it, except I had Fleet Footwork, so I didn't do any damage.
Was that
Depth
Veigar
charge.
all that was?
The depth charge comes out from Iron Man fan. I don't know if he was trying to see if Morganite would run behind Baby Carrot on the charge, but they're gonna drop the Rift Herald immediately in top lane. It'll take down the turret, and now Moose and Iron Man fan forced to head for the hills. Flash away from Iron Man fan. Moose with the hammer shock just to try to get a little bit of distance. Undertow lands. Keeper's Verdict knocks him up for the time being. He grabs the charge back out onto the Rift Herald, but he's being chased down. Ragnarok being popped. They can't quite close the distance. Moose is trying to turn this around.
Oh, he
He'll
wants to
pick
go
up
back
one.
in.
It's gonna be 1-for-1 as Morganite will pick up the return kill. I don't think Iron Man Finn wants to chase down because now he can get the full stacks of the bleed. He'll hook him back in. That should be enough damage to take him down. But now Sassiest Dragon flashes forward, doesn't hit the baby cage, doesn't hit the meteor either. Does he have Primordial Burst? It's on cooldown. Throws the Ignite down. Morganite should be able to walk out.
Holy cow! Just, I think that could have gone a lot differently, but with the pressure they have mid and bot lane, Sassius Dragon just wasn't able to roam over to try and help out in the top lane. So with the good Rift Herald, they're able to knock over 1.5 turrets on the top lane.
Yeah, they get the 1.5 turrets in the top lane, plus it draws all that focus up there, so they're able to grab the bot lane turret as well. So they'll extend that lead out to about 5,000.
And looking to prep the dragon. I like it. Boom, boom, boom. One thing after another. Just got to be able to take the lead you have and run with it, honestly.
Yeah, it's been pretty clean macro so far from the power flashes. We'll see what Lancenet can do. Again, they have that scaling, I think, just a little bit on their side, just because they have two members who scale really well. White Shadow finds SP Pillars, well, kind of the other way around. He walks in awkwardly. White Shadow takes a chunk of health out of him, but that's an Earth Dragon going over to power flashes, and now with Vayne, once she finished Blade of the Ruin King plus that Earth Dragon, you have to imagine that Baron at 20 minutes is a definite possibility.
For sure. Between Vayne and Olaf, the amount of damage that they'll be able to do to neutral objectives is insane. Oh.
SP Pillars uses the Ghost Water Dive. He's looking for that hook. Not able to connect onto Sassiest Dragon and A. And White Shadow will just turn that right back around. Thank you very much. Sassiest Dragon picks up the kill. Moose, I think, getting a little bit ahead of himself. He grabs the Hammer Shock. He is very ahead. I don't say very ahead, but he's doing pretty well on the Poppy. He's got 3 kills. I guess is down 40 CS, but got 3 kills.
He's a tanky boy still.
He's pretty tanky.
I feel like this is going to be the lull in their game now, especially with Pillars dead. So far, they've gotten a lot of their kills from catching people out, winning the 1v1s and stuff. But now, as teams are starting to group, it's going to become a lot more difficult to get that winning team fight.
This might be a drawback of the team composition for power flashes now. They're kind of low on wave clear. Like Swain is okay, but his hand only reaches so far to clear the minions. Predator pop from Olaf. They don't really have follow-up. I guess Pyke is here as well. I don't think they really want a 3v4 though.
Yeah, Pyke is their main engage, and Vayne did go bot lane to catch that wave, which is fine. It's kind of the scaling game now.
Yep, now it's a 4v4 near mid lane. We're into ARAM phase, apparently. Well, Morganite gets a pretty big chunk taken out of him. Moose engages on the SP Pillars. There's a teleport coming in from Iron Man fan. But looks like it's just the successful disengage without really burning anything from power flashes. Vayne is still not here, and Morganite got chunked pretty low. So this is the 5-man squad compared to 3. Do they look for a dive here, does Lanceneck? Looks like they do. They're going to fancy their chances. They take out SP Pillars immediately. Olaf runs in, but Paladin is still pretty healthy. He picks up one already. Still has that Bird Bomb left to go. Stuns up. Now Swarm and Morganite are both here as Morganite's teleported in. Iron Man fan trying to turn him back around, but the Noxian Guillotine will take him down. Sassiest Dragon trying to run away. He'll get guillotined as well. Morganite rampaging through. Grabs Gar of the Sand. The triple kill. The quadra kill. And he'll Live through the turret shot. No, he dies to the turret shot. Quadra kill for Worgen Knight.
I have so many things to say, and I don't know where to start. No, but excellent team fight by Power Flashes. Oh, that's what I was gonna say. That's why they're called Power Flashes, because their engage is literally all of them flashing in. Swain flashing in with the ultimate, Baby Carrot flashing in to get some damage down on Vel'Koz. Overall, they get the... Was that a delayed ace? I think it was.
Yes.
Okay, they get the delayed ace. They almost get the mid turret. Unfortunately, White Shadow has the wave clear to keep it up, but that still extends their gold lead to now 5-6k gold.
Yeah, I
So,
liked the idea behind the dive for Landsnack, but once you see
for
that
sure.
teleport coming in from Worgen Knight, you have to get out. They got 2 kills. They needed to be happy with that, and instead they
Hmm.
stuck around just a little bit too long. Paladin bought so much time with the demonic ascension into the bird bomb, and Worgen Knight was able just to tear through the remaining members of Landsnack.
Yeah, Worgen Knight truly the MVP of that fight.
Oh,
Just able
Sassy's
to do
Dragon gets
so much
hooked over the
damage.
wall. I don't think that
Oof.
SP Pillars can solo him. Primordial Burst comes out. I think he thought he had a little bit more damage than he did. White Shadow hanging out over the wall. There's the damage, but now Lifeform Disintegration Ray coming in. They don't secure any kills with it, and now that's 2 big ultimates down for Landsnack.
They might be... No, they don't have any range to get this tower, so the tower's going to stay safe. Worgen Knight's looking behind the tower, though. He'd probably be easily able to kill one of them just because of how squishy they are.
Yeah, this is again, we already talked a little bit about the range, but it also makes it a little bit difficult to siege if your power flashes.
No, for sure. And before, like I said, their engage was essentially them flashing on uh, to Landsnake, which you can only do every 3.5 minutes or so.
Oh, Baby Carrot runs into Sassy's Dragon and both of them opt out of that one.
Hey, hey, good morning,
Oh,
morning.
I found him. Excuse me.
Oh, pardon me. No, pardon me. Pillar's doing an excellent job applying pressure, just trying to find that next hook to lead into the next fight. Um,
Somehow on this
Landsnake.
rotation, they've gotten 3 members in mid compared to just the one, and they'll take the mid lane turret as their prize.
Yeah, Worgen Knight's able to pull so much pressure into the top lane because right now nobody's able to really match him, and so Landsnake has to dedicate more people into the top lane, letting the other lanes get pushed in. So you usually ask me these questions. If you were Landsnake, what would your goal be? What would you be trying to do right now to try and turn things around here?
Um, I mean, you just kind of need to scale. Gar of the Sand really needs items on Kaisa. I don't
Mhm.
know what Essence Reaver really accomplishes for him.
Oh wait, I'm just now noticing this. Why?
Uh,
I, I'm
but
trying to be
if
nice here.
but if
Why
you
is there
can
an
get
essence weaver?
yeah, but if you can get toward like actual Kaisa items, you'll start outputting quite a bit of damage. You have the front line available, like Nautilus and Poppy are in decent spots for you. You just need the oh, they grab White Shadow over the wall though. SP Pillars get sent away with the Keeper's Verdict. He doesn't have flash. Oh, it was like 2 seconds away from coming up, so White Shadow not able to get back out to safety.
Great pike hook. Yeah, and you're absolutely right. I think they have to scale into the late game to try and make it through. But with these picks that they're getting, I just don't see that happening.
Yeah. Now the Olaf just running through some of the CC. Sassy's Dragon's caught as well. SP Pillars actually takes it with the death from below. The double execute coming out. Iron Man fan is fighting Paladin, but this isn't a winning fight for him as Paladin picks up the kill. He's now dominating 6-0 and 8 on the Swain. I didn't see what happened bot lane, but it looks like Moose and White Shadow got out. I guess Gara. Oh, Gara died.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happened either. I just know that they're fighting. Basically, Swarn's been hanging out in the bot lane, trying to catch up in farm. Well, he's ahead in farm, but he's down that 1 kill, which doesn't seem like a lot, but on a Vayne, your goal for the first 10-15 minutes is just not to die, or else you do fall behind quite a bit on the damage.
Oh, that was a really good condemn
Ooh.
by Sworn. He's trying to get out. Hammer shot coming through. Gar the Sand gonna dash in with that killer instinct. He's 4 levels up on both of these guys. Grabs the Blade of the Ruin King for just a little bit of extra speed. Gar the Sand and Moose trying to slow him down, and the Dead Man's Plate auto with the buckler from Moose will pick up the kill.
Yeah, I definitely think that eventually he'll have the ability to turn those fights around. Like that condemn was on point and probably could have saved him if he just had a couple more items. Because the one thing is you do have is Vayne, which I might have been playing a bit more lately because she's actually a lot of fun right now. Is that you have a ton of AD, especially from your ult, but you're really lacking in the attack speed department. And so when it comes to those fights where you need to do more damage than the other person faster, you're just not going to. But if it's an extended fight, you're good.
Yeah, it looks like he's opting for the Rageblade second item, which I know is coming into popularity. Do
It's
you like that item, or are you?
absolutely. No, I love it. It's more popular on the
Well,
solo lane.
Paladin's not going to give us any time to talk, though, as he's getting chunked down by the Lifeform Disintegration Ray. He's still alive, just healing up through that Demonic Ascension. Sassiest Dragon NA trying to turn it back around with the Baby Cage, but the rest of the team has collapsed for Power Flashes. Ragnaroking in. Here comes Baby Carrot. Here comes Worgen Knight. Sassiest Dragon in trouble, but Iron Man Fan is here to try to provide a little bit of peel. Sassiest Dragon will pick up the kill on the other side. Worgen Knight just kind of destroyed White Shadow, unfortunately, on the top side of that fight, but he's not able to get into the rest of it.
Ooh.
They're going to commit the Nautilus ultimate plus the Killer Instinct. Paladin's in the Baby Cage now. He doesn't have the ultimate available, so he will go down. That's the first death for him of the game, and that's a huge shutdown going over to Gar of the Sand.
There we go. I was going to point out Gara did pick up the Executioner's Calling, which is exactly what they need against a team like this. Swain, Pike, Vayne, the entire team of Power Flashes heals in one way or another. So the Execution Calling is super smart of an item to pick up.
Looks like they're going to grab the mid lane tower on the back of this as well. That'll be their first tower of the game. I don't know that he gets out of this safely, though. Worgen Knight's a pretty mean man.
Ooh.
Probably still worth it, though.
No, you have to call an all chat, and then it's worth it. Yeah, that's tough though, because I can definitely see Gara turning the game around. He has the ability to do percentage health damage with those stacks, which is what deleted Swain so quickly in that last fight. But you have to have time to stack them and not die against the 11-3 Darius.
Well, and then his build isn't geared toward the stacking. The Essence Reaver,
right?
You're going to dive in with Killer Instinct, and that means that you can just spam missiles on somebody, which is kind of cool, I guess, but is that really what you need to be doing in this team comp?
Yeah, I can see the thought process behind the Essence Reaver, but I just don't think it's going to execute that well on Kai'Sa. Meanwhile, though, Power Flash is going to secure this Dragon up, maybe. Ooh,
Power Flash has got the Baron. Sworn gets chunked out super low by the Primordial Burst. Keeper's Verdict sends a couple of members away, and this is actually a pretty good team fight for Landsnack. Worgen Knight's still in the front line, though. Paladin and SP Pillars have refound their way into the fight. Worgen Knight bought a lot of time. Death from below, not able to execute anybody. SP Pillars trying his best, but he's not able to find the fight, and Landsnack will actually clean up the team fight. The Keeper's Verdict, so key during that, sends away Paladin and SP Pillars, and that means that they can focus all of their damage into killing off Worgen Knight and Baby Carrot before they can rejoin.
That's super sad because that's Power Flash's Baron just gone now. Good job to Landsnack for getting that team fight, but honestly pretty sloppy by Power Flashes. Don't know how much they'll be able to get off this as Landsnack because everyone comes up pretty quickly. They'll absolutely get that one turret, but I don't think they're gonna get.
Ooh, yeah, this might be overstaying just a little bit. Baby Carrot and Sworn are both here.
There we go. At least they're backing off. Smart.
But yeah, that was a great team fight by Snack. That was the first time that we saw Sassiest Dragon use that Primordial Burst to good effect, I think, as well. He was able to chunk out Sworn to about 100 health with, I think it was just the Q plus the Primordial Burst, and that meant that Vayne couldn't participate in any way, shape, or form. And then when you send away the other carry, all you have to do is focus down the Darius, which isn't an easy task by any stretch of the imagination, but they were able to do it.
For sure, and Gar the Sand on Kai'Sa was able to just sit in the back lane and stack those stacks. If there was a damage chart, I'm betting that she'd be up there. Maybe not as like the main person, but Sworn chasing down Vigar.
Yeah, this shouldn't be too much of a fight as Baby Carrot's here. That was a good chunk of damage from the Meteor, though. Iron Man fan teleports in, trying to turn this back around. He's found Sworn on the backside. Death from below, not able to execute Moose. The Life Form Disintegration Ray really not doing a huge amount of damage, but now Paladin is frontlining. He's got the Demonic Ascension ticking down. Can he get the Bird Bomb off? He uses the Zanyas just to buy a little bit of time for himself, trying to chase down any members that he can. Only Bird Bomb onto 1. It's 1 kill for 0, but Worgen Knight has the push in the top lane as well.
Yeah, I think it was a great fight by Landsnake to try and start closing the gap, but the gap is still way too large with a 10k gold lead still on their side.
Yeah, and now they're having to deal with this push on 2 fronts. There's 3 members here in the bottom lane for power flashes with Sworn just waiting in the wings. They'll grab the bottom lane turret. Can't quite grab the top lane as Worgen Knight is chased off, but they'll take that prize of being able to finally breach the base of Landsnake.
Now they're in this position where you have to slowly try and siege into the base, which can be difficult. Vel'Koz has some pretty good wave clears, so does Vigar. Kai'Sa's decent if you can get close enough to it,
So do you almost feel like you have to wait for the next Baron if your power flashes and not throw that one back to Snick?
I think they can end it before that, but like I was saying before, their main engage is Pillar. So if Pillars can find somebody to catch, they do have good vision out, then they'll be able to close it out earlier. Otherwise, they are going to have to wait for that Baron and then siege the base. And if you're Snack, you just want to wait for that Baron, try and take it, and stall out the game even more.
Yeah, Gara finished up Runan's Hurricane as his second item. You've got 3 items on your Vygar now. You've got the Void Staff coming in with the Morello, Namicon, and the Luden's Echo. Poppy's almost got a Trinity Force, which is pretty funny. You pop W and you get the Dead Man's Plate plus the Trinity Force proc, so you can do a pretty good chunk of damage with 1 auto. I don't know how useful that is in the conception of their team fight, but it's pretty fun. Oh, Worgen Knight's found Iron Man fan here. You have to worry a little bit about Worgen Knight scaling off. The Bruiser Darius doesn't exactly scale the best to 6 items. They found Paladin, though. He's not able to pop the Demonic Ascension, and he'll go down immediately to Landsnack.
Great catch by Landsnack. Just using the vision and roaming as a team, which is exactly what you need to be doing right now.
Yeah, and the Killer Instinct enables them to grab that engage pretty much whenever they want to.
For sure.
You can just bring in the extra damage. You don't necessarily have to have it with you immediately.
And that kill went over to Kai'Sa, didn't it?
Yes.
Oh, perfect. That's exactly who you want the kills to be going over to at this point. You want as many items on her as possible. I would love to see a Rage Blade in her build. I think that would... Rage Blade plus the Hurricane could be really good. Honestly, when I'm thinking about it more, I can see an Essence Reaver in a Kai'Sa build maybe as 3rd or 4th item, but definitely not the first one. Yeah, so as they scale into it, they get a better chance of winning these team fights.
Yeah, that's kind of my thoughts on it as well. I think... Oh, Sassiest Dragon gets caught by Worgen Knight. Noxian Guillotine, not enough to secure the kill, though, and he'll be able to flash away. But that is a big chunk out of the Veigar. It's still 1:20 on the Baron. I believe this should be no, it's not Infernal. We're not quite that late yet. It's an Infernal. It's not a Elder. Excuse me. But now 3 members of Power Flash is pushing in on the inhibitor. They're running out of time, though. The members of Landsnack are collapsing. They'll grab Sworn, stun him into the wall. Gets knocked up by the Keeper's Verdict as well. I don't know where that Life Form Disintegration Ray was going, but Gar of the Sand able to pick up the kill. Now the rest of them headed for the hills, though, as Worgen Knight on the other side of the map does split down the top lane inhibitor turret.
Yeah, that's when you're behind like this, you have to dedicate so many people.
Pillars versus
Oh,
Gara of the Sand now. Death from below, not enough to pick up the kill with the Ignite, as Gara does successfully defend himself, I guess. The inhibitor goes down on the other side as Worgenite sacrifices his life to take down the second inhibitor. So now two inhibitors down, 20 seconds on Baron, but you're missing three members of your team until then.
yeah, at this point, it's all. This really shows a team, or shows us how well a team can work together to close out these games. Because honestly, one of the hardest things, besides the early game, obviously, is closing out the game together as a team. Because you have to be able to make these decisions for all five of you within split second. So in this case, Gorgon Knight was split pushing top lane, getting that turret, while the rest of the team was bot. The problem here, though, is some of the bot laners left, like Olaf and the people that survived, and went back to farming rather than pushing the lane, so they could dedicate. Uh, so Landsnake could dedicate more people to killing off Worgen Knight right after he got the inhibitor. So it's just about how well you can work together as a team to close out these games.
Yep, Baron is alive now, and all five members of Power Flashes are back up. It looks like Infernal's going to be the first goal, and honestly, you kind of have to seed that if you're Landsneck. Maybe you can get a cheeky steal with Keeper's Verdict over the wall. Looks like Moose is gearing up for it. He flashes over. He steals the Infernal Dragon. He will die for it, though. And that should be Baron going over to Power Flashes as a result.
Yeah. I'm gonna question this quite a bit because if you're looking for a comeback as Landsnake, you gotta think what's gonna benefit you more, an Infernal Drake right now, or the Baron buff when you have two inhibitors down. I'm gonna lean towards the Baron buff. Now, if you got a cheeky steal off that would be awesome, and maybe give them a chance to wait for the inhibitors to come back up. But
It looks like
if Moose
Landsneck
dead,
wants to fight this out. Iron Man
it's
fan
your only
poking in.
option.
Here comes the other members of Landsneck. Baron is gone. But now they've caught Worgenite on the front of the fight. The Nautilus ultimate onto the Olaf who has Ragnarok up. Maybe not the best decision to try to engage. And now Landsneck has to peel back away. Sassy's Dragon lands a meteor, but he's going to pay for it with his life. That's not particularly worth it. Now Sworn trying to jump in, condemn away on White Shadow. Unfortunately, not able to catch him on the lip as he was able to get around that little piece of terrain. But now Power Flashes. They've still got the 4v5. They've got Baron buff as well. Dredgeline connects onto Sworn. I don't know that that's exactly what he wanted, though, as he goes in. Gets pulled back in a second time as well by the Swain passive, and Sworn will pick up the kill. SP Pillars is taken really low, but they're not able to finish him off, and now Sworn picks up his second kill of the fight. Moose being chased down by Paladin and Sworn. Bird Bomb not able to connect, though.
This should be a simple closing out of the game now with 3 people dead on the side of Landsnack and all 5 up for the side of Power Flashes. And with Baron buff. The thing at the Baron fight was, I think it was good for Landsnake to try and force an engage there. You just got to do it before the Baron goes down.
And then and
as
then
a
you
last
can't and then you can't lose your team members when you're doing it, because otherwise you just can't defend the push. Moose is trying to find SP Pillars here in the backline, but Worgenite flashes in, doing a lot of damage to Sassy's Dragon. Will secure the kill there. Into the second dunk onto Landsneck. Gara the Sand taken really low. The death from below just secures his own death as he goes into the fountain. Sworn is fountain diving now. Baby Carrot and Worgenite need to just finish off the Nexus here. I don't think they can play around too much more with it. But they will finally end the game.
Congrats to Power Flashes for a well executed game. I think I just want to make this note really quick. One of the hardest things to practice as a team is playing from behind. So while I'm saying all like these critical things about making decisions, I totally get it. In the game, you're thinking about other stuff the entire time. My advice is just to try and weigh out the different options to see what might get you like that little inch to go back into the game. So GG everybody.
Yeah, Landsneck definitely fought their way back into the game. They had a couple
Hmm.
of really nice team fights, particularly the one around the first Baron was spectacular for Landsneck. I always hate it. It's always a lot to build on for Landsneck, but you can tell they're just a couple of decisions shy of being a really good team. And I think that as a community, we all really like the players on Landsnack. We really enjoy playing with them, and it's good to see them succeed at some things. And it's just kind of devastating to see them miss just that extra little step to be that really good team. On the other side, Power Flashes, really strong game. Paladin and Worgen Knight definitely stepping up for their team, and both had monster games on Darius and Swain. So we'll go ahead and step aside for another couple minutes. We'll be right back with Jingo Squad versus Gecko Slammer Armageddon. Uh, so give us just a minute here while we set that one up. Hey, I guessed right. I didn't actually label these for myself, so
Which one was it?
uh,
OGR?
it's no, it's JSG versus GSM.
Okay. That's what I meant.
All right, are you good to go?
And and I'm thinking we should change up the intro and just make you do all of it.
Make me do all of it? Okay.
Yeah. I used to be able to do it when I had like the names and everything like listed out to the side of me, but
We'll hook you up next time.
it's okay. I'll let you do it
All
so
right.
people will stop making fun of me.
Uh, are you ready? I,
I
I
am
I
ready.
already flipped over. Okay. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is our last of our 1 and 2 matchups that we'll have today. We've got Jingo Squad versus Gecko Slammer Armageddon. Um, yeah, there's this one was a little bit funny, I think. Jingo Squad has one sub for one of their major players in Boner Jams. So they tried some different roles and some different configurations of their teams during this series. On the other side, Gecko Slammer and Armageddon using their first sub of the season as well. So we'll see how this all plays out for them. Are you ready to go?
Ready.
Okay, in three, two, one, go.
Such teamwork.
Both of these are so the last two games here are going to be recorded from previous patch, so I'm not controlling the camera. I am just watching this with you guys, so hopefully everything went smoothly, but we'll find out. On the bottom side of the rift, wearing the blue health bars this game, it's going to be Jingo Squad Gaming. In the top lane, XT Trey J playing Scion, Thugs Bunny in the jungle on his Lee Sin, Uncle Jabronis in the mid lane on Zed. I couldn't think of the name of that character for a second. And then Thad Castle and Gid Shade Slayer in the bottom lane, playing Misfortune and Thresh as they come in, flashing their mastery symbols into the bush. Not going to find anybody immediately. We'll go ahead and hold off on our introduction for just a second. Okay, they're out. Gecko Slammer Armageddon will be the team on the red side of the rift. Oh no, they're going to hook in Silver Spade. The... Oh no.
The suspense.
The
And it was
suspense.
at no, dang that was the freeze where it's like, and it was at this moment that she knew she screwed up.
Hopefully we don't have too many more of those. I haven't watched the video yet, so I apologize for that. This is me recording the games, but Uncle Jabroni's picks up the first kill of the game for Jinko Squad somehow during that mess. We won't see exactly how. But now, Gecko Slammer Armageddon. In the top lane, it's Dogmar playing Scion. Kairu? That's the sub. I'm not sure how to pronounce it. We'll go Kairu. In the jungle on Talia, Goddess of Storms in mid lane on Oriana, and Levi's and Silver Spade in the bottom lane playing Lucian and Morgana.
And just a shout out to the both of these teams. They're in the right positions when you push tab. So kudos for you guys.
I think I actually changed it, so.
What? How?
How?
Yeah.
I mean, You can swap them around in the game.
Can you?
Yeah, on the scoreboard you can flip them and it'll flip the icons as
Oh,
well.
it moves. Oh, I didn't even. Okay.
You were getting messed up all 2 games ago for nothing.
I was. Oh man. Anyway, looking at the team comps here, Nasta's starting Cole. Is that normal?
It's not unheard of, I think.
Okay. I can see the thought process behind it. I mean, as an Nasus, you're not doing a lot in the early game besides stacking, and so the Cole kind of just helps out with that. Um, I just was curious because I've played Nasus in forever.
Yeah, I do want to
Top.
point out Jingo Squad really went hard on the skin synergy this game. Everybody's wearing red and black. Um, so you've got the Blood Moon Thresh, you've got the Gun Goddess Misfortune with the red and white. In the mid lane, you've got the red Chroma on the Shockblade Zed. I didn't see exactly what Lee Sin and Sion are wearing, but they're both red as well. Really nice skin synergy. That's what really counts this game.
Yeah, I think just from that, they automatically win the game through points. No, I don't know. Uncle Jabronis in the mid lane, I feel like he's going to have an awesome time against Goddess of Storms on Orianna. Ooh.
Ooh, Thug's gonna steal away the red buff and the life of Kairu.
Oh no! Kairu didn't have smite while doing red buff, was taking the risky chance of trying to get it. Meanwhile, Silverspade getting the lockdown onto Thad Castle, getting a little bit of damage out. There's lots of fighting. Both of these comps have really good early games, so we should be seeing lots of early skirmishes and deaths. Except in top lane.
Yeah, top lane, I think. Not the most exciting matchup, the Nasus versus Sion. It's hard to do any permanent damage to anybody in that lane.
The thing I'm surprised about is Nasus pushing in the Sion, but behind in the CS. Lee Sin's looking to make a play top while Zed's looking to roam bot. Don't know if anything okay, just spamming taunts. Okay, we got a party in the top lane apparently. Lee Sin's just gonna respect it and walked away. I like it, I like it.
Yeah, looks like we might have called bro lane in the top lane. Not really sure what the implications of this are for the game, but yeah, Nasus and Sion don't seem too interested in touching each other up there.
I mean, Sion's super freaking tanky. Nasus, he just wants to lay back and scale into the mid-late game, so I don't feel like a lot's going to go on there, especially if Lee Sin just spams his taunts whenever he goes for a gank, so...
Yeah, rough, because he was up there spamming taunt for his gank, he's getting his Raptor stolen away by Talia.
Hey, good for Kairu, honestly, because that missing out on that red buff really is a big loss of experience, and so trying to make up for it by taking some of Thugs Bunny's camps is actually a really good play.
Yeah, and again, I'm sorry this is recorded, so there's going to be... Looks like... I think the stuttering should stop now because I stopped actually doing things on my computer. I just let it record, so hopefully the rest of the game is pretty smooth after that little bit of lag at the start.
It's fine, just ignore it.
We'll pretend it's just a feature, not a...
Oh man. We got GSM pushing in pretty hard in the bot lane.
Oh, Thugs has found Kairu again.
Oh no.
The Sonic Wave went directly into the Wolf though, but
Oh.
Jabronis is here. He flashes in for the auto attack to grab
That's
the kill. Jabronis is 2-0 on this Zed. He's set up to have a monster game, but now the bottom lane for GSM has collapsed as Levi's and Silverspade trying to do some damage. Jabronis is taken really low, but he's going to get over the wall with the Living Shadow. Shadeslayer's here. He gets the kill with the Aftershock proc onto Goddess of the Storms. So the recollapse from the bottom lane of Jingo Squad, able to secure them another kill.
And honestly, Jabronis gets out. Like, what? Oh, perfectly gets out right before the recall. Levi's? Levi's, excuse me, like the pants. Almost finds him, but Jabronis just barely getting out. And that's what I was talking about. He has a really good early game against this Orianna. In this case, he was level 6, while Goddess is still only level 5.
And this is a rough spot if you're Goddess of the Storms. Like you're already down 2 kills, and I think she's opting for the correct build in going for the Seeker's
Zanyas.
Arm Guard, the in the Zanya's early, but it's rough because you don't have that mana for your early wave clears, so you're just gonna fall behind a little bit in CS.
For sure. It's one of those trade-offs where that's when good wave management comes into play. Letting the wave kind of be right outside of your tower frozen. That way he's less likely, not completely likely to not dive you,
Thugs
but
has found Kairu again. Oh, the kick isn't
yep.
enough damage, and he can't follow the rest of the Sonic Wave because he got Seismic shoved away, so Kairu will stay alive for now. But Thugs has been living in the enemy jungle.
Yeah, that feels really bad for Kairu. Kairu's a sub, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, just really picking on him, not letting him feel comfortable in this game. And with Lee Sin's early game, it's super easy to do.
But now Thugs just kills off Goddess of the Storms in the mid lane. The Deathmark comes out from Uncle Jabronis. I don't think that actually gives him the reaping, the extra AD, because I don't think the
Well,
Deathmark had officially casted. But
nope, it refreshed. It took like 3
oh,
seconds and it refreshed, so it didn't go on cooldown.
so it's still up to make another play when Goddess of the Storms returns
Yep.
to the mid lane.
Yep, just gonna snowball that lead. His ignite might be up around that same time. Since he's shoving the wave, he'll probably look to back, spend some of that gold. Holy cow.
So I think for next time, when I'm recording these games, we'll go ahead and step down some of the settings.
Yeah, holy cow.
The stream isn't lagging. The recording is lagging, unfortunately.
No, it's definitely the stream. Stream, it's your internet. No. You get a old motion picture style stop motion
Yes,
animation.
next slide, please. Thank you.
Yeah, we're over here clicking it as fast as possible to get through these frames, but our hands get tired, so sorry about that. Man, checking in on the farming top lane, Nasus has managed to get a slight CS advantage, and by that I mean 1. But with the coal, it feels like a lot more, allowing him to pick up the Sheen and the Frozen Shield into the Iceborne Gauntlet, where Cyan got his Spectre's Cowl just to continue that farming lane. Nothing too exciting.
Yeah, we'll see if this gets any better. If it doesn't, I have a workaround, but it's going to take quite a while to get working. So, we may go ahead and step aside and cast it just a little bit later. If this continues, maybe it'll smooth out. Because, like I said, I stopped doing things on my computer at around this point, so I should stop using processes for these games.
And one thing that's kind of difficult to notice.
Bullet time coming across from Thad Castle. Hook just going to sail wide. Silver Spade re-engages with the Morgana ultimate, and they'll pick up the kill on Gage Shadeslayer. Flash forward from Thad Castle, but he can't pick up the kill onto Levi's, and the nullifying orb keeps him topped off, plus the heal.
I was about to compliment Silver Spade, but it still gets to wait.
Oh, 1-for-1 in mid lane as Talia comes in with the Weaver's Wall.
I was gonna say Silver Spade with the spell shields has been on point in the bot lane, because Misfortune Thresh is a really deadly combo in the sense that Thresh gets one of those hooks, Misfortune follows up with a lot of burst damage, and you get 1 or 2 of those right after one another, and suddenly you find Lucian without any health. But Silver Spade on the Morgana has just been spell shielding every single hook and walking away with it like right before it hits. So really good on them to kind of mellow out this lane and not allow them to get any sort of lead.
Sorry, I'm looking into some other options here on the side. It does seem like whenever the action picks up is when the stream can't
Mhm.
quite handle it. Yeah, I'm kind of interested with all the dancing and everything going on. It's still about a 10 CS lead for Dogmar up there.
Yeah, I think Trail needs to be a bit more aggressive here because you have a full set of mana. I understand like letting the wave push into you, farming it under tower, but if you just push it back, then you're not really gaining anything. We'll see what he decides to do with it, if he freezes it or not. Doesn't look like it.
Yeah, they definitely just seem to have called bro lane, and they're just gonna hang out for the time being.
Which benefits in Dogmar. Yeah, he just pushed the wave back. So as Trail, I'd be a bit more aggressive trying to force Dogmar off the wave. It's pretty tough to do as a Scion versus a Nasus, especially since he just lifesteals through it all. But you got to be doing something to try and stop him from farming so much. Get some aggression in the mid lane. Zed, Uncle Jabronis, his ult is back up. Probably will look for a kill onto
Oh,
Goddess.
Thugs, that's a
Especially
good
with Thugs
insect.
bunny flashing in. If only we could see it.
Yeah, it was a good setup. We saw the setup for it. Silver Spade, meanwhile, getting aggressive in the bottom lane. They'll pick up one kill immediately onto Thad Castle, and now get Shadeslayer's in trouble as well as he gets the flay away. Just buying a little bit of time with that Aftershock proc. Can Levi's actually finish off this kill? He doesn't have any mana. The hook lands from Good Slayer. Oh, he takes it back in. He gets the flay into tower range. The Dark Passage shield just saving him for the time being. Mid lane turret goes down in favor of Jingo Squad.
Yeah, that's what you want to do as Levi and Silver Spade. Lucian right now is in this really good spot where if you just go in and you go for the damage, you're gonna kill somebody. And however, it looks like Uncle Cabronis is looking for a roam. Oh, Silver Spade with the Q snipe onto the Thresh. Meanwhile, though, gotta figure out, no, Uncle Jabronis is just gonna back off, and Levi and Silver Spade are gonna walk off clean. That's a 2 for 0. Zed did get the mid tower, but didn't quite pick anything up bot lane. That's okay though, he's pretty far ahead. He's 5-1 on the Zed, which is kind of insane. Poor Goddess is 0-4, finally picking up the stopwatch, along with Karu getting her stopwatch, trying to just survive at least one of the Zed ultimates. Yeah, JSD is in this position where they can really snowball this game out of control, where Dogmar, he's doing an excellent job stacking. He has 104 CS already. But if the game ends before he's even able to join the team and use those stacks, then it's going to be pointless. I know, he's super unaggressive, and it's kind of bugging me because he has full mana. He could be, so he has this slow push going on top lane. So he could look to kind of push it a bit more, get it underneath of Dogmar's tower, where he's obviously going to stay because he's a dog and he likes treats, and so he's going to stay to stack it and then roam.
Yeah, but do
he's
you
just
do you
backing.
really want to be the guy that breaks the bro lane?
Yes, I like to win. Bro lanes can happen in normals. This is the real life work fantasy.
Jabronis has found Karu. That's not a fair fight by any stretch of the imagination. That's 6 kills now on Uncle Jabroni's.
With the finished Duskblade, that's so much damage coming out from him.
Yeah, Duskblade already headed for the Black Cleaver as well. Opting not to go for double lethality items is kind of interesting.
For
the Zed.
Oh, for Zed? I haven't played him in a while. I think Black Cleaver is actually super strong right now. Yeah. I'm assuming that's what the Phage is going to be built into.
Yeah, I think it's a good item. I just would think that you would want more early game power, so you'd grab the Yumu second and then the Black Cleaver.
I could see it.
Oh, sure. Silver's... There's something happening. Thugs Bunny's going to find Levi's with the Sonic Wave, takes the Resonating Strike in, and Levi's lives with just a little bit of health thanks to his heal and the shield from Goddess's Storms. But that does force them off of the tower, and Jingo Squad will grab that bottom lane tower. I don't want to say for free, but as a result of it. Oh, hook lands from Gid. Oh, he's taking it all the way in as he grabs it onto Silver Spade. Jabronis is here trying to follow that back up, but the Shockwave just buying some space for the rest of the team members. Sonic Wave and Resonating Strike connect onto Silver Spade, but he has the stopwatch available. No, Git's gonna die to the tower. Oh no. It's a 1-for-1, but they grabbed the extra. Actually, they haven't killed the bot lane tower just yet.
And honestly, if you look at this from GSM's perspective, which we'll do that in a second, they actually played this super well, stalling out the game, because JSG has a super good early game, and they're just trying to push that lead. But if you're able to negate that as much as possible, then you'll slowly be able to catch back up, playing from behind. So kudos to GSM. But second tower does go over to JSG. Oofta. I may or may not have realized how long this game is.
Sorry, I think I have a backup recording of the next game. So unfortunately, we'll just have to deal with the lag for this one. I may go back. If you don't know, you can't watch replays on old patches at all, so that's why we have to record them. You can watch them if you go back and find a copy of the old RADS files, which I know that a couple of content creators have actually done. So I was going to see about finding one of those and maybe playing one of the replays. Maybe we'll just deal with this game and we'll do a special surprise cast of the other game of this series, or one of the other games of this series later on, as a bonus cast if I can get the old RADS files working. So I think let's just grin and bear it for now, and we'll go ahead and we'll see about doing that for these two teams later on this week sometime. I apologize again for the recording quality, but I haven't had any issues with it before, so this is kind of interesting. Thad Castle and Levi's
finally going in.
Yeah, both of the top laners trying to make some sort of impact here. Nobody's died just yet. Jabronis tries to go in and find something, but now XT Trade J has picked up one. It's 2 kills in favor of Jingo Squad so far. Dogmar's throwing me off. He's wearing the Jingo clan tag as we're watching him during this fight. Dogmar picks up the kill with the Spirit Fire. Hook goes just wide from Gidshade Slayer as they're trying to chase him down. It's a 2 for 2. Excuse me. Make that 3 for 2 as Gid picks up the extra kill.
Yeah, we finally see Sion Trail doing something in the team fight, actually picking up a kill and a couple of assists. I think this was perfect timing for the top laners to join in on these fights. Dogmar finishes off his Iceborne Gauntlet and then just finished... Oh, wait, no, he might have changed his mind. Oh, he changed his mind. He had the Frozen Heart, but decides to go for the early Thorn Mail against their team. Both I could see being decent choices, especially... Actually, that's a really good point. JSG has a full AD team. Oh my god. I'm just now realizing this. This game's going to last forever, Aaron.
Yeah, 20 minutes in, you've got a slight lead as the full AD team, but you really need to start spiraling the game out of control, or else you risk Dogmar just being too tanky to actually care about anything.
For sure, and it's not like Lucian falls off or anything. He's actually a very competent AD carry in the late game. Wow.
So this Infernal Dragon at least extends your window a little bit if you're Jingo Squad. Teleport in from XT Trade J. He's trying to find the onslaught. He'll run into somebody. Bullet time comes in over the top, but it's not enough to actually finish off any kills. Teleport being channeled by Dogmar. And he'll cancel out of the middle of the enemy team. Jabronis just finds a kill onto Silver Spade casually. The hook onto Levi's is really good, though, as they follow it through. And the double kill will come out for Uncle Jabronis. Kairu picks up the return kill onto Gid.
Yeah, this is rough because they're doing... excuse me, Red Side is doing a really good job of drawing out these fights and not allowing them to just find these easy picks to allow them to snowball the game. Thugs Bunny and Uncle Jabronis, good job roaming to the mid and picking up a quick mid tower. But Dogmar this entire time is just free farming in the top lane.
Why can we hear Talia?
Because reasons.
Did you notice that? That was the voice clip for Talia while we were watching Scion.
Um, Talia is actually secretly Scion?
I guess so.
Confirmed.
Lore confirmed. They're basically the same champion, you know?
Basically. I mean, they both run in a straight line for the most part. Man. But we're back in that kind of stalemate point where blue side has a 4k gold lead and a couple dragons under their belt, but the secret bro lane and the, not so secret, but the left alone bro lane in the top lane just allowing Dogmar to farm. I'm super worried about that. He has such high CS and is finishing these items so quickly. Trail is going to go in onto Dogmar. We do have Gidshare and Thad Castle up there trying to get the damage onto him, but holy cow, that Q did half of Misfortune's health. You can't really see it, but it did happen. He will eventually go down as an
Yeah,
entire
Hook
team
from Gid
shows up.
Shadeslayer is going to pull in Goddess of Storms, but he's just going to pay for that with his life. I like the aggressiveness from Gid, but it's just not paying off for him. Thugs Bunny kicks in Kairu. Does he want the rest of the engagement, though?
Lee Syndrome. Oh my god, that's so much poke. Oh, Lucian, Levi's in the bot lane. Probably why GSM's backing off now, just giving up this top tower because they... Levi's in the bot lane. He got the bot tower, but that means they don't have enough people top lane to protect it.
Yeah, and GSM's done a pretty good job trading objectives so far. They've got 2 towers to 4. I, it, I guess that's not pretty good from an outside standpoint, but the fact that you're going to scale just so much harder than the full AD team, if you can get anything back and at least keep that gold slightly even, you're in a decent spot if you're Gecko Slammer Armageddon.
And local dummy, just to answer your question quick, we do apologize about that. That's definitely us. It's the recording, unfortunately. We're looking into other options as we speak, but for now we're gonna just go right through it. It's not you, it's me.
Yeah, unfortunately, because these replays were on the last patch, we don't have any way to watch them live without doing a lot of extra work.
But with our superior casting skills, we're able to tell you exactly what's going on. Silver Spade flash right there, by the way. Man, we keep finding these little skirmishes around the objectives, though, is where the fights are breaking out. Because Uncle Jabronis, Thugs Bunny, Gidshare, they're all these really early game people. Ooh, almost catching out Kairu, forcing her to flash over the wall. This bro lane is killing me, though. The Scion's so passive.
Yeah, it's gone from it's kind of funny to this is actually kind of hurting me inside. Jabronis not able to find that critical damage onto Levi's, though. They're turning it back around, and Gid Shadeslayer is going to pay for it with his life. That's been kind of the overwhelming trend. Is it's been an aggressive play from either Thugs or Uncle Jabronis. Gid tries to follow up on the Thresh, and he ultimately pays for it. He's got 6 deaths already on the Thresh.
Yeah, he's pretty squishy, especially since he went for the Redemption first, which, don't get me wrong, is an awesome item. Just it doesn't really give you any health or defensive stats for the tower dives he keeps looking for. For that, you need armor, and he's going for mostly magic resistance items. So I can see the thought process, just got to think it through a little bit more.
I don't know about bro laning for your own blue buff, though. That seems a little bit excessive. Dogmar trying to turn this back around. We'll see how big a boy he is. Is he the goodest boy or is he not? He flashes out of the Decimating Smash, grabs another Siphoning Strike, but Thugs Bunny's there to save the day.
I'm kind of upset about that one because Dogmar, one of his Qs went onto Trail instead of Jabronis that fight, and Jabronis would have died if he got hit one more time. So just little bit of a split focus and getting caught out in the jungle, but with just seeing that little skirmish between him and like 2 3 other people, how strong he is, that's that's not going to get better as the game continues. Let's see, another Infernal Drake is going to be picked up by JSG for free. They pretty much have vision control over that bot lane. Easily you can see anybody that dares to approach, honestly.
Yeah, now you get 16% more AD as the full AD team. So you have
That's insane.
16% more scaling in the late game.
Which is insane. However, to complement GSM, I think I keep saying this, but they are doing a good job to stall this out, which is exactly what you're looking for, and is not the easiest thing in the world.
Yeah,
It's not like you get to practice playing from behind all the time.
it's kind of weird sitting here at 27 minutes at 27 kills, but it really doesn't feel like there's been a lot that's happened to this game. I don't know
No, for sure.
if that's the same thing that you're feeling, but there's not that huge overwhelming amount of objectives at 30 minutes. Normally we're looking at this game is going to be over, but right now a
Hmm.
one team fight secures maybe part of the base if you're Jingo squad, and you're still at least two team fights away from winning this game probably if you're Jingo, and you're on that clock like we've mentioned. Jabronis is almost at 6 items now on Zed. He's not going to get any stronger than this.
Absolutely. So I really like that they're grouping up top lane. Red side is responding fairly swiftly with Dogmore in the bot lane. He does have TP. See if he decides to use it or not. Levi's going to use Lucian calling to try and clear out the wave, but Jabronis is looking for something. Throw another
Unstoppable
rock.
Onslaught
Thank you,
coming in.
Dahlia.
Decimating Smash going to connect onto one. Immediately Goddess of the Storms is gone. Kairu buying a little bit of time, able to seismic shove away. Now Dogmar's in the back line, trying to make something happen. This fight is really bloody, but nobody has died yet, just yet for Jingo Squad. They're chasing out Gid Shade Slayer. They're going to find the return kill onto him, but now Levi's and Silver Spade just holding out as much as they can. Trey J dies as well, so it's a 2 for 3. In favor of Jingo Squad, plus the extra turret. Jabronis trying to find just a little bit more as he finds the combo onto Silver Spade.
I think Levi needs to realize what kind of position he's in right now, because he has those 2 items and he does a lot of damage compared to the Misfortune. Obviously, she could just push R and do a ton of damage, but as soon as that's done, he needs to go in and kind of just mop up the floor. That was really well played by GSG under that tower, because Goddess of Storms, she has the Zonias, but she was not able to ult or use that before she was taken down. So really swift fight to take the tower.
Yeah, and despite that, though, they still managed to trade back 2 kills. So you have to imagine GSM isn't too far off from being able to sort of equalize the... I don't know exactly what I'm just trying to say, but like equalize the fight, even despite the gold
Right.
disparity.
No, for sure. And I think a big part of it, the reason why they're able to stay in this game so well is because Dogmar was in the backline that entire fight, fending off 3 of them at the same time. He wasn't able to get any kills, but that reduces how many people are jumping on Levi in the back, allowing him to get some of that damage out.
Well, and it's hard because your entire team is burst damage if you're Jingo Squad as well. It's not like you have the sustained damage AD carry. You've got a Misfortune
Right.
whose damage is all tied up in her ultimate. Zed is, basically a one combo champion. Even Lee Sin is pretty reliant on having his abilities up. So it's hard. There's just not that sustained damage to kind of whittle down Dogmar eventually.
And that's, I think, your point and the comp that they've built shows why Gid Shade Slayer has been dying so much. Thresh, I kind of imagine as he has the ability to pick people, but he also thrives in extended team fights. And when your team all backs off, when you're still knee deep in the team, there's nothing left to do but die.
Yeah, you can see the hook onto Dogmar, and he's just like, I don't really want that one, actually. Oh, here comes the Unstoppable Onslaught from the other side. The run all the way through the fight from Trey J.
Oh, goodbye.
See you later. Merry Christmas. Get the ultimate out of Dogmar in exchange, I guess. So both top laners trading ults for basically nothing. It's a good point by Trilogy in the chat, is that Dogmar has a ton of armor, but he doesn't actually have much health yet. So
Hmm.
maybe not in that super tank position just yet, but he'll certainly get there.
Yeah, the items he has right now aren't the
Oh,
cheapest items in the world either. Ooh,
Silver
Silver
Spade's dead.
Spade.
Yeah, that's maybe not where
Who's
you want to
that?
be clearing wards when there's a Z on the map, I guess. 14 kills now. Oh, Unstoppable Onslaught's back up for Trey J. Cowards! As he runs away.
I think he could have just looked at Dogmar's mana and realized he could have walked away. But then again, Trail's ult is almost back up already, so...
Yeah, it's not
Or Tragic, dang it.
it's not the longest cooldown. Levi's is going to go down to the death mark. Uncle
Mm.
Jabronis will reap some of that extra 80. He's at 43 bonus AD on that reaping, by the way. Um, which I think is still one of the silliest things that they added to the game. That assassin rework a couple years ago. We're not going to get to talk about it very much. Okay. Yeah, that assassin rework that they did, they changed Zed's. They took power off of his passive and gave him
Hmm.
another passive where if you kill an enemy under Deathmark, you take a percentage of their AD. And
Permanently?
yes,
Oh,
but as a result, like they chopped off so much damage off of his other abilities and put it onto
right.
that passive that if you're not killing people, if you don't get that bonus AD from reaping, you're just kind of eh.
That's interesting.
So like even
I didn't realize
Jabronis,
that.
yeah, even Jabronis sitting there at like 43 bonus AD, that's only pretty meh, honestly. Like, uh,
Meh.
especially compared to what it used to be
For sure.
back in the good old days of Faker deleting everything on Zed.
I was gonna say, maybe this isn't such a bad thing.
I I miss Assassin meta because it's way more fun to cast, but
That's true, but as an 80 carry life, I don't miss it whatsoever.
yeah, that's a. I guess I'm also not casting pro play, so it doesn't really matter because these teams will fight regardless, and I appreciate all of you in the chat who just want to fight people.
Yes.
It
I love
makes
it.
my job much more entertaining.
Oh man. Misfortune's kinda Thadcastle's kinda stalled out on her build at the moment. She has the Black Cleaver and the oh, there it is. Never mind. She was holding on to like 3k gold or something.
Yeah, Storm
Finishing up her
Razor
third item.
immediately. Just drop that in there. Uh, Uncle Jabroni's is done, by the way. That's his full build. He grabs a Guardian Angel. Even has the red pot ticking, so there is no... The only way Jabroni's gets stronger is by reaping more AD off of Levi's.
That's funny. The thing is, though, is that yeah, he's just gonna kind of stay there now, and
Oh, they're finding the
it,
initiation. Goddess of Storm's in a little bit of trouble. Not hitting that Zanya's Hourglass button. Now finally does after the Resonating Strike connects. Dogmar's in the backline just tanking the bullet time. Trey J has died on the other side of the fight. Dogmar will go down as well, so it's a 1-for-1. Zombie Scion just beating on people. Shadeslayer just misses the hook. The Shockwave pulls in too. Now the Deathmark finally comes out from Uncle Jabronis. He was holding on to that for quite a while, but he uses it just basically to dodge out of some damage as Levi's is still pretty healthy. Hook over the wall connects onto Goddess's Storms, but they're not able to find anything. Gid is in trouble. He will go down to Levi's. Now he's turning it back onto Thad Castle. Thad's in trouble as well. Double kill for Levi's. He'll get the
there we
Guardian Angel
go.
as well. Thugs Bunny kicks him back through the team, but now Jabronis, oh, he'll pick up one in return, but he'll go down as well as Goddess of the Storms picks up the kill.
Levi is finally realizing what I said, that he does a ton of damage, and with picking up a GA, you don't realize it, but players play around people that have GAs differently, because it's kind of that point where you have to ask yourself, okay, do I burn a lot of resources onto Levi to pop his GA, but he's just going to come back up anyway, or do I try and focus down the rest of his team? And with Levi, if you don't focus him, he's just gonna lay out so much damage. And
Ooh,
here comes
Unstoppable
Trey J.
Onslaught comes in. They almost kill off Silver Spade immediately, but Thugs Bunny around the side. Shockwave not able to connect, but it does buy that space to disengage. The flash forward plus the Soul Furnace from XT Trey J. Why do I know the name of Scion's W more than I know some of the more impactful abilities? But Trey J picks up the kill.
Scion main over here.
I have been playing a lot of Scion.
Scion's busted.
I don't know. Maybe personally, I don't know the name of the abilities as I'm playing them necessarily.
Oh god, no.
It's only when I'm casting that I really focus on ability names. So even playing a lot of Scion, I'm not like, oh yes, this is my Soul Furnace.
No, I definitely say QWER more than actual ability names, but
I
get rid
catch
of
myself doing
JSD.
it in fights. Like, Dogmar's coming in. He's trying to interrupt this Baron. He's definitely caused an interruption. Kairu's along the side. He's going to get focused on by Uncle Jabronis. Dogmar gets hooked back in. We're some reason watching the Dogmar part of the fight, which I think is much less interesting. Gid is walked just a little bit too far forward. He takes a big chunk of damage. The Redemption buying a lot of time and heals him back up. Goddess of Storms only pulls in one with the Shockwave. Dogmar is still tanking through everybody, but that castle eventually finishes him off. Trey J dies on the other side, so both of the top laners and Kairu lose their lives during that fight.
That's so tough. Dogmar got them all so low, but Trey J just in the back line doing the same thing basically.
Jabronis finds Levi's as well. It still has that Guardian Angel up. Does pop it though. That's a nice chunk of damage from Uncle Jabronis. They finally get rid of that pesky Guardian Angel.
Yeah, his Jabronis' ult is on such a ridiculously low cooldown because he used it twice in that extended fight. First in the Baron pit.
Oh, Thugs is here. He kicks in. That's an immediate assassination onto Levi's. What a great pick by Thugs Bunny.
Greedy back is what it is. No, good job, Thugs Bunny, finding that kill.
What is that that's stuck in mid lane? Oh, it's the tombstone from Levi's. Okay. I forgot. When he dies, he turns into a tombstone. Yeah, right there where Jabronis is.
Oh, for the new skin?
Yeah.
That's funny.
I thought that it was a character model that got stuck, but that's actually normal.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I was way back to the conversation we were having, but the ability names actually trip me up now when I'm playing with my team. Because, like, I'll be calling out ability names, and I think that sometimes some of the members of my team don't know what that actually is. And it also takes way more time for me to say, you know, he's got Unstoppable Onslaught available rather than Sayonara, you know. It trips me up a little bit more often than I'd like.
That's funny. Careful, guys. Sion's using Unstoppable Onslaught. Why'd you guys get hit by it? Because it took you 10 seconds to say it.
Elder Dragon's available, and GSM is grouped up for it, but Jingo Squad wants no part of that Elder Dragon right now. They're pushing down mid. Trey J just going to tank up the turret as they try to focus down the middle inhibitor.
Yeah, the faster they...
The flank, though, from Dogmar, they found Git on the back. It's not really a flank. It's not that impactful. The bullet time really doesn't do any damage there. He'll get pulled in by the shockwave, and Thad Castle's already down. Jabronis goes in with the death mark, but he'll fall as well. Silver Spade picks up that kill. Now Thugs is in trouble as he safeguards away to the ward, but his GA's popped immediately, and everything's gone wrong now for Jingo Squad. That Dark Binding was disgusting from Silver Spade.
Kind of a sloppy push. They seemed together on, okay, let's get this turret, but as soon as they realized that GSM was collapsing, they kind of just scattered all over the place, which allows GSM to pick them off one by one, not having to worry about it, and now picking up this Baron easily.
I had to put that phrase through automod, by the way, Wing, just so you know. Oh, it apparently deletes the blocked term. Apparently now you can just say dumbass anytime you want on the stream. Great. That's what I wanted to do. Thanks, automod. Trey J is trying to kill this turret. Baron goes over to GSM in the meantime, and there's a couple of members trying to kill the Elder Dragon as well. I always say Infernal when I mean Elder. I don't know why that is. Trey J grabs the middle inhibitor turret, though. And now Zombie Scion going to beat on the middle inhibitor. You can get free stacks if you're Dogmar off the Zombie Scion, by the way.
Oh, good, because that's what he needs right now.
It also
did pick up a little bit of health.
It also counts as a champion, I believe. So you get the double bonus stacks.
Really? Oh my god. That's funny. But Dogmar did pick up a bit more health with the Sterix. Is that what that is?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I did remember. And then it looks like he's going for Armor Pen, I guess?
Yeah, I'm not really sure about the Last Whisper choice. He will do a lot more damage to Scion, but he's basically been running through the backline, just wailing on like Thad Castle and Gid during these fights.
Yeah, the people he should be hitting his Q on don't have any armor, but I guess, hey, nothing wrong with what feels like true damage, right? So they got these double buffs. Now they just have to find a way to translate that into a successful push. And the way you do that, okay, kids, I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm joking. But I feel like they just need to get really good side waves going. So top lane's pushing against him, send someone up there, quickly push that, and then regroup mid, or let Nasus push or something.
Yeah,
But
Dogmar
don't
has
waste the buff.
teleport, so it's not like you don't have an obvious setup for this. They have Infernal
Mhm.
Dragon as well, so this is basically as strong as GSM is going to be. I don't want to say the entire game because they've still got some more scaling to do with their items, but uh, you're at a really strong point if you're GSM.
No, for sure. And JSG has quite a bit of wave clear with the Misfortune, Zed, and Trey J, so it's pretty tough to just push through one turret. They do have a big wave bot. Looks like Thugs Bunny is going down there to fix it, so we'll see if GSM manages to force anything mid lane while it's afforded for.
Yeah, Bullet Time's just going to clear out the wave from Thad Castle. I'm really glad that this recording has settled down. I didn't want to say
Oh, I didn't
anything
even
because I
notice.
didn't want to jinx it, but we've been going pretty well for a while. So hopefully it was just my computer giving me a little attitude there at the start of the game.
Yeah, we
Uh,
didn't see it. Dogmar's in the top lane getting that turret. Yeah, see, now you have this huge threat in the top lane, so you have to send more people up there to fix it, which relieves pressure mid lane, so it's just going to be this slow back and forth push
well, and it's
of
hard because
getting the
where's your wave
threat.
clear? That's a shockwave pulling in too, though. Git is chunked out, but they just really want the turret.
Mhm.
GSM not super interested in the pick necessarily.
No, you really don't want to be fighting right now, because it's hard to realize it, but you're still down on gold. It's closing the gap right now, but that's gold sitting in your pocket,
Oh,
not actual items. Thugs
Thugs
Bunny going
gets
for the insect.
yeah. Kairu got immediately destroyed during that fight, but Thugs maybe a little bit overextended in exchange, so it's a 1-for-1. Both of the junglers going down. Dogmar, he's a tanky boy, but he's not quite tanky enough to take through all four members of Jingo squad that are alive. But it does pull that attention down to him, and they'll grab the middle lane inhibitor as well, or inhibitor tower as well. Still, no inhibitors have fallen this game.
Algodrubone is looking for something. He doesn't have a lot of health, but he does have the GA and ultimate up.
I, I'm really curious how much gold he's got, because he's been on these same 6 items for quite a while. Flash forward from Gid Shade Slayer, gonna force the flash back out. Now Levi's gets death marked, but they'll immediately knock Jabronis into the GA. Trey J trying to find something in the backline. Silverspade gets flayed back in. We'll use the stopwatch. Levi's is still alive. He did get GA'd during that. The culling comes through as they do a little bit of damage. Goddess of the Storms gets pulled back in, and Trey J and Gid Shade Slayer, well, that's not quite the right angle for the decimating smash, but Thad Castle will pick up the kill, and that's a shutdown as well. Jingo squad down with an opportunity.
Yeah,
Kairu's back up.
Levi played that pretty well, but just there's so much tankiness
Oh,
inside
hook
the
lands onto
GSG.
Kairu. They're going to try to follow it in. The damage isn't super high right now from these members. You've got Misfortune is basically your only represented damage dealer. Levi's is back in the fray, so that's going to chase them off of the rest of the base. That's the middle inhibitor falling. So it's the first inhibitor of the game goes over to Jingo Squad, and they'll have that minion wave pushing in the mid lane now.
Yep, and Baron buff and Elder Drake have worn off by now. Baron's up in another minute 40. I'm betting the game's going to be decided by this next Baron fight. Who gets it, who dies the most. That because both of the bases are completely open now. There's 2 open inhibs on JSG. GSM has their inhib down, so that mid lane is going to be pressuring them. It's all going to come down to this.
Yeah, the last time we were looking at Dogmar, by the way, about 750 stacks on the Nasus.
Just a couple.
Just a handful of them. Supports trading pleasantries there around the Raptor camp.
The second bro lane.
The 2 supports and Goddess of the Storms are the only 3 members who have not hit level 18 yet. Also worth noting.
What's going to be interesting for this next Baron fight is that GAs are not going to be up in time. So Zed won't have his, and Levi and Lucian won't have his either.
Yep, and we're just ticking down the seconds now, about 30 seconds until that Baron spawns. And right now, Jingo Squad actually has vision control over basically that entire area. Kairu's caught.
Yeah, not sure what he's doing over there.
Oh,
Baron's
the unstoppable onslaught goes all the way through. Kairu's in a little bit of trouble, but now Dogmar's in the backline. This is just going to force the engagement. That's what it was really about. 2 kills already now for GSM, as Dogmar is still very tanky and very much alive in the front line. They weren't able to finish off the kill onto Kairu or Goddess of the Storms, so now it's the 5v3 as GSM looking to push in.
This is a problem. Jabronis was not able to be impactful that fight whatsoever. His ultimate is still up. Can they end without Baron here? They definitely get this inhibitor completely for free and then rotate for Baron or just push to win.
Yeah. They don't really have the minions here. They have to clear out supers, so it is going to take a little bit longer time. Goddess of the Storms gets chunked out by thugs. This is not really what you want to do as Jingo Squad, though. He gets GA'd, trying to chase further into the backline, but not able to find that resonating strike. So that'll be another kill going over in favor of Gecko Slammer Armageddon as they take down 2 inhibitors. Oh,
Man,
a hook goes on to Dogmar, but there's no one here to follow up. Sorry, I got excited over nothing.
Oh no, their tankiest member got hooked. Whatever, what happened?
I thought that castle would have been a little bit closer. They might have been able to do something, but not the case. Now GSM setting up for the Baron. Dogmar has teleport, so he can come right back. He should go back and grab some mana. I guess he's got enough. This is a little bit dangerous with just 4 members here. Teleport coming in from Trey J. Jingo Squad might be looking to fight.
Oh. They should just leave.
Yeah, flashes over the wall. Now Trey J, this might be a little bit too much of a forced engagement. Trey J comes in, lands the decimating... Oh, doesn't land the decimating smash. Good seismic shove. Silver Spade able to Zanya's out the death mark from Jabronis, but he will go down. So there's a support down for GSM. Now Jingo Squad. Hook lands onto Goddess of the Storms. They follow it in. Levi's is still alive. He's out putting so much damage on the backline. It is a double kill for Uncle Jabronis, though. Trey J will fall in the process.
Yeah, this is interesting. That they tried really hard to force a fight, clearing off 2 of the Barons from GSM, but unfortunately, honestly, I thought it was a great call to go for Baron there. It looked a bit dangerous because GSG was approaching them, but Thug's Bunny was down at that time. There was not really a chance for a potential steal there between Nasus, Q, just doing so much damage, and Smite on Kairu, so pick up the Baron. Now they just gotta push in this bot lane, get to the inhibitor, win the game. Sounds simple, doesn't it?
Yeah, there's still 20 seconds left on death timers as a result of that last fight, which is kind of funny. We've hit 50 minutes, by the way. This is, I believe, the longest game of the split. The flash over the wall from Dogmar to take care of the blast cone, just to make sure. I love it. Thugs... Ooh, he almost had that timed out. It's gonna go it's a second Elder going over to GSM. You can tell by the extra flames. They're specially styling right now.
Oh, I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, the
very rarely.
Yeah, all of the games you play, they get to 2 Elder Dragons, you know.
Right, I was gonna say it just never happens. The games are so quick now. But now you just kind of group up. Dogmar's able to Baron and power these minions, let them push into the base, waiting for bot lane to catch up, get that final inhib, and push on to the Nexus turrets. It's really difficult as GSG because now there's not very many good targets for Jabronis anymore. Everyone has some sort of either GA or Zhonya's, and you don't push our
Kairu gets chunked pretty hard, but has the Zhonya's Hourglass available. Levi's just flashes into the backline. He gets GA'd immediately, but Kairu's already down. Dogmar's still on the backside. Thug's Bunny will get taken down as Levi's went super aggressive there. He walks into the decimating smash. Do they have the damage to turn this back around? Thad Castle. almost in trouble. They grab the inhibitor in the process as Dogmar is just a man. Goddess of the Storms almost gets soloed out on the other side. Will get killed by the decimating smash. There's still 3 members of GSM alive. It's 4 for Jingo Squad, but they're losing their base. Both Nexus turrets are down. GSM just trying to stick around and end the game. Silver Spade locks up Trey J for just the time being. Decimating Smash doesn't find a connection. Jabronis, he's trying to find something. He's going to get baited in here, though. There's 3 members of Gecko Slammer still here. Grabs the death mark onto Levi's. He'll get taken down immediately, though. It's 3 to... There's 3 members left alive for both teams still.
Oh my goodness. I am gonna say if Goddess is here, kind of missed the Orianna ult, but that's okay because the rest of the fight kind of goes okay. All 3 inhibitors and Nexus turrets are down, which is exactly what the goal was for GSM. However, not quite able to close out the game. Just kind of misplaying that fight a bit. But with the position they're in, I feel like next push is where it's going to be at.
Yeah, there is just the Nexus. Honestly, Dogmar is probably tanky enough that he can just walk into the Nexus and just start hitting it, and I don't know that Jingo Squad can prevent him from doing that.
No, for sure. And it feels bad as JSG because they got all 4 of these, 2 of them Infernals, but I haven't been able to get the Elder Dragon, which I feel would have really turned around the game for them, putting the extra damage back into their full AD comp.
Yep, middle inhibitors respawned as Gecko Slammer Armageddon walks in. This does feel like the Armageddon into their base. Goddess of the Storms, not grouped up with the team, is just a little bit away off of the respawn. They'll grab both inhibitors.
Yeah, just keeping the pressure up.
Dogmar in between 800 and 810 stacks right now.
Oh my god.
For some reason, you only get the first 2 digits on the buff bar.
I was gonna say, that's weird.
Dogmar, yeah, they're just going to focus down the Nexus. They're trying to kill Dogmar, but the Sterix gauge has popped. He's got more than enough just to finish it off by himself. The rest of the team didn't actually have to do anything there. But Dogmar will finish off the game for Gecko Slammer Armageddon. They'll pick up the win in the Cross Week.
And that's an excellent example of playing from behind and really coming back from it. GSM was behind at the beginning of the game because GSG just has this super strong early game comp. That's what happens when you have full AD. But when you're not able to close it out in time, you give Nasus the time to stack. You get Lucian with more kills under his belt. And so GG for GSM, excellent way to close out that game.
Yeah, they were able to at least give up the minimum each time that they were in a bad situation and allowed them to stall the game out for 54 minutes.
15 minutes, yeah. Jesus.
And eventually pick up the win. So congratulations to them. We're going to go ahead and step aside. We're going to check out the ghost recording and see if it works. If not, I have a backup copy that'll be available to us in 14 minutes. So let's we'll dive in to the next game and we'll see how it goes. So give us just a couple of minutes and we'll be right back. Oh god, I can't find the splash screen. There we go. Okay. I'm just kind of skipping through the recording right now just to make sure it doesn't look too laggy. I think we'll be okay, judging by what I've seen. Yeah, somehow this looks smoother and also like higher resolution than the other game. Yeah, that's very strange. I think it looks okay. I I had the exact same setup for both of their recordings, so I'm kind of interested about why the difference happened. I'm gonna have to look into it.
Yeah, because you've recorded before, and we've never had this, so.
Yeah, I upped the resolution to 1080 from 720.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
so that was a little bit different. I haven't had any issues with the stream, like while I've
Mm-hmm.
been live streaming, but that one recording was kind of iffy.
Weird.
But this one looks good. I just kind of skipped through parts of it. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
notice any lag or stuttering, so I'm down to try it. We have a backup just in case that'll be ready in about 10 minutes. So yeah, if you're ready, let's go for it.
Mm. Yep.
Okay. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is our last game of the day. Don't go anywhere. Immediately following the game, we will have a giveaway for the Odyssey Sona emote that we mentioned. So stay tuned for that. But we have a little bit more business to take care of. Our last game of the day, at least for my split, is going to be Oklahoma Gold Rush versus Ghost. Both of these teams are 2-1 coming in. Um, sorry, my wife texted me. That's more important. Are you
I'm
ready to?
texting an employee.
Oh, all right. Are you ready to go though?
I am ready.
Let's get it on. Oh, 3, 2, 1, go. And we'll spawn into Summoners for the last time today. Uh, on the bottom side of the map, hey, look at this presentation. We're making sure everybody's in the right order. Um, on the bottom side of the map, it's going to be Oklahoma Gold Rush. In the top lane, it's Trilogy playing Scion. In the jungle, Scrambles on Jarvan. In the mid lane, Thunderstorm on LeBlanc, and Duvranga and Ivory playing Tristan and Alistar. On the other side of the map, we have Ghost, all wearing matching clan tags other than their sub, and also with the clan tags in front of their name. I like the touch. They've gone. Oh no. Decimating smash onto all 5 members. They get double knocked up. It's 2 kills going over to Thunderstorm. Danny Phantom trying to flash away. They get over the wall with the heal. Scrambles and Duvranga flash forward. The swag flag from Scrambles picks up the 3rd kill, and Oklahoma Gold Rush is off to the races.
What was that? Holy. Trilogy with the 5-man knockup. Alistar Ivory just goes in and knocks him up again. Absolutely no chance for GST to do anything in that situation. Holy crap.
That's a that's how you start a game. That's feeling pretty good. Thunderstorm's gonna come to lane with an extra amp tome on
For
LeBlanc.
sure.
Uh, and Scrambles is going to have boots already on Jarvan. That's pretty fantastic. Um,
I I will say that getting these early kills, they feel good on the inside, but as for their impact in the game, they don't make that much of a difference anymore, which kind of feels bad. LeBlanc should definitely have a nicer time in the lane against Corki with the extra AP, but gold-wise, it's not too big of a difference.
yeah.
The yeah,
Um,
clip it.
yeah, definitely clip it so that we can have the Twitch clip of the week.
Yes. Oh my god.
If not, I have to go back and do it, and that's a pain. Um, on the other side of the map, in the red health bars, is going to be Ghost. In the top lane, Derisive Oxen's playing Nautilus. In the jungle, Static on Rengar. Danny Phantom is in the mid lane, playing her marksman anyway. She's playing Corki. And the Dark Dud and Acidic Tom on the bot lane duo, playing Ezreal and Pike. To finally introduce them, Dark Dud subbing in this week, it looks like, for Essential Rain. And Danny Phantom taking mid lane duty, which is a role I haven't seen her play. She's played both AD carry and support, so we'll have to see how she fits in mid lane. Scramble's not going to give her any time to breathe though, as Thunderstorm goes aggressive at level 2, and Rengar can't really respond. Neither can the bot lane. Danny's off into the ether, doesn't have Valkyrie or Flash available either, so Scramble's gonna pick up another kill.
Yeah, when you get 2 kills on your LeBlanc already, you might as well just punish the lane and try and get as much onto it as possible. And even Static here, not able to do a lot for his team because Scrambles and Thunderstorm are just so far ahead at the moment.
Yeah, they're really
Both
far
with 2
ahead.
kills.
Also, you're level 2 Rengar, so you have
Yeah.
at maximum, like shout and stab. You don't have your bola.
You don't have what?
The shout, the W, and the stab, the Q. I don't know what
Oh,
they're called. I'm not
no,
that big
no.
of a nerd. I only know all of Scion's abilities. Duvranga dies to the tower, by the way. That was kind of unfortunate as he got pulled in by Acidic Tom. Dark Dud picks up that kill.
No, it's okay that you don't know what they're called. Just when you said bola, it slurred together. It sounded like, and Rengar only has shout and Ebola, so it's like, oh, okay.
Well, yeah, it is the Ebola.
No, it sounds like never mind. It's fine. Dark Dud gets a kill in the bot lane with the acidic Tom. Uh,
Scramble's not going to give us any
Scrambles.
time to rest as he's looking toward top. Grabs the flag and drag onto Derisive Oxen. He's a pretty tanky
Don't
boy
think
under
that's
that
the
tower
damage.
at level 4, though, plus the Aftershock.
Yeah, Scrambles in classic fashion, not giving us time to breathe for anything. Keeping up the pressure with the Jarvan early game. Ivory in the
Ivory
backline,
had,
though.
yeah, Ivory had wandered around, and Dark Dud's going to pay for that. The explosive shot will pick up the kill, and they'll jump forward onto Acidic Tom, Ignite burning him down, and Ivory will actually pick up that kill with the Ignite.
If it's not a Fiesta, is it really gold? Correct. Absolutely correct.
Eh,
Man, feels bad for Dark Dud though, because as Ezreal, you get that lead and you want to shove the wave, but you don't have a lot of AD to do that, and so you end up hanging around longer than you want.
Yeah,
He does.
I
Yeah.
didn't see how that's set up either from Ivory. Neither team really has wards out in the river, so I'm wondering if he just like
Oh,
walked out to try pretending to ward and just walked back around to the other side.
pretty sure that's exactly what
But
happened.
but that's a great setup from Ivory.
Hmm.
Honestly, it caught them really off guard.
Yeah, because if you can get behind Ezreal, and he didn't have flash either because of that excellent level 1 counter invade, so they had the summoner advantage in this lane. Ooh, Thunderstorm getting poked down, proccing the passive
Yeah,
for the Blanc.
yeah, Danny's doing a good job just standing in there and taking that trade. That was actually a pretty good trade for her.
For the situation she's in,
Yeah,
fantastic.
for sure.
But look who's mid lane,
But
Scrambles
Ivory
and
and
the cow.
Scrambles both here. Scrambles takes his third kill of the game. Flash under tower from Trilogy. He's trying to solo out Derisive Oxen, but that's not going to happen. And he flashes back forward. Oh, the minions are doing so much damage, and Derisive Oxen goes down to Trilogy.
Little bit too confident. Scrambles looking for static though in his own jungle. Definitely has the damage to do so.
Yeah, Scrambles takes the blast cone over right into the face of Static, smites away one of the little Krugs just for some flair, I guess. It's only 10 gold for that smite, but it's all about sending the message. Hey, I'm gonna burn this on mini Krugs. Just think about what I'm gonna do to the rest of your team.
But that is good by Scramble going top lane though, because they killed Oxen in the top lane, which allows Scrambles to just almost have full control over the top side jungle, especially with Danny Phantom in the mid lane not there a lot because of how much he's been dying, unfortunately. So really opens up the map for Scrambles to do whatever the heck he wants as he goes for another invade.
Yeah,
Not
this
sure about
is
this one though.
Yeah, this is tough. Jarvan doesn't actually really outtrade Rengar in extended fights. There's a Scion
Eat
ultimate.
him.
Oh, the Scion ultimate's going bot lane. Scrambles is in trouble on the other side of the map. Scion runs all the way through tower. Ivory trying to tank it up. He's not level 6 yet, so this is not the long form tanking. Trilogy gets out with just a sliver of health, but does fall to Dark Dud. It will be traded back on the other side, though, as Acidic Tom goes down underneath the tower. Thunderstorm somehow sneaks in and kills Danny Phantom, and Scrambles got out.
Oh,
And Ivory will pick up another kill on Dark Dud. The kills coming fast and heavy here. It's 11-2 now in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush.
I mean, they're succeeding with their comp Tristana Alistar. It's a good combination of late game and early game to really get the Tristana rolling. Ezreal's pretty tough in the early game to really output the damage to kill an Alistar. So that's why Ivory is just able to run him down and get the extra kills. And the amount of pressure that Scrambles, Thunderstorm, they're able to output on this mid lane is just completely opening up the map. So then they can roam around and continue to get these kills.
So I really liked the synergy for Ghost. They all the normal members have the Ghost Clan tag. They have the Ghost Clan tag in front of their names. Well, Scrambles is gonna interrupt me. Unlucky. Thunderstorm goes in, grabs the second distortion and the auto attack for the damage. Now Danny Phantom in a little bit of trouble. The Valkyrie
Ooh.
actually gets caught inside the Jarvan Jacuzzi, and Scrambles will pick up the kill. He's on a rampage.
Yeah, they gotta slow the game down. There's lots of fights going on that they don't want, and they're not coming out on top. OGR is just able to get pick after pick, um, adding more and more gold to their pockets. And so you really want to stall this one out. Let Corki, let Ezreal scale, and let Static hit level 6, which he just did. But at this point, it's too late. Everyone's too hard to gank.
So the anti-synergy from Oklahoma Gold Rush, Trilogy doesn't have the clan tag, even though he's been playing most of the games. Scrambles is wearing his old Ebros clan tag, and also the clan tag is terrible. Why are you OKOGR? Are you Oklahoma Gold Rush? Like, I I'm tilted. I'm actually tilted. The blue buff is being contested right now. Trilogy is just diving under tower for Derisive Oxen again, but he gets knocked up by the depth charge. Trilogy goes down to the tower. Derisive Oxen. Oh no! Oh no! He went back in to pull in the zombie Scion and pays for it with his life. The trade for Derisive Oxen in the top lane. Meanwhile, Thunderstorm has killed Dark Dud. Ivory is going to find Danny Phantom as well. On the hunt comes in from Static as he's trying to solo out Scrambles. Grabs the Bulla, and the Smite will be enough to secure the kill for Static. Acidic Tom and Static, the only two left alive. Thunderstorm is still pretty strong. Ivory goes in as he chooses to initiate. Duvranga just around the side, laying down some shots with his auto attacks. Static picks up his second kill. That could be a dangerous Rengar if we go a little bit longer. Double Bulla, he accidentally jumps onto the ward and then onto Thunderstorm, but Thunderstorm secures the kill in return.
I don't even know where to begin with all that. Just lots of kills going over to OGR. For the Blanc is 7-0 on Thunder, doing an excellent, just absolutely snowballing his lead that he got from the extra 2 kills. Feels bad for Danny Phantom in the mid lane. I feel like she's been playing pretty darn well, but Scrambles and Thunderstorm just not giving Corki any room to breathe. Not sure what Thunderstorm's doing there. I think he's trolling. But I got to go back to the same thing I was saying before. You just have to be able to stall out this game as GST. You want to get Ezreal onto that tier. You got to get Corki that Triforce. It's the first item spikes that are so strong for them.
Yeah.
But they're just not going to be able to reach it.
Static has, 2 stacks on his Bone Tooth, which is good. Trying to find the third onto Trilogy. But Scrambles is here. I don't think they win this 2v2. The Jarvan Jacuzzi is very good as Trilogy picks up the kill. Now the Decimating Smash. It did get canceled briefly, but comes out under Derisive Oxen, and Static goes down. Scrambles, I don't know that they can look for a dive on Nautilus, but he is going to take some of the jungle. Maybe get the turret as well. Acidic Tom and Dark Dud are doing quite a bit of damage to this bottom lane turret. But that will be first tower going over to Oklahoma Gold Rush.
11 minutes in. With all the kills going down, it's still difficult to get the towers early when you don't group up, which is totally okay on the side of OGR because they have... I feel like they have the advantage when they're not super grouped up right now because they're able to just win their lanes, either 2v2 or 1v1 easily.
Yeah, they're kind of ahead 18 kills to 5 at 12 minutes.
Kind of. Just kind of ahead.
It's a small advantage, but one that I think matters quite a bit.
No, for sure. And GST Static is going to struggle this game, which sucks for Rengar. He has successfully picked up a couple of his Bone Tooth stacks, like you were saying, but the only people you really want to be jumping on is Thunderstorm's LeBlanc and Duvranga's Tristana. Both of them have really good escapes, and they're both ahead. Meanwhile, Trilogy going in with the Scion Unstoppable ult, getting a kill over onto Acidic Tom, easily picking up that kill, and will be able to push to get this turret.
Yeah, now Scramble's in a little bit of trouble on the other side of the map, though. Is Static able to pick up that kill on him? I don't think that's the third stack for him. I think he'd already killed Scrambles. Oh, Ivory.
So
oh, that was a really nice buffer from Dark Dud. do you like the pulse fire skin? I know most Ezreal. Oh
No.
well, we're not going to get to talk about that at all.
Short answer, no.
Explosive shot. Oh, and the trade as Acidic Tom grabs it with the bone skewer. Ivory now in a little bit of trouble. The on the hunt popped from Static. Trilogy and Ivory trying to run away. They will stun up Static. Ivory gets pulled back in, but he's got the ultimate ticking, so he's a pretty tanky boy. Trilogy just being mobbed by 3 people, but they bought enough time for Thunderstorm to come in. Thunderstorm not able to do that critical damage, though. The death from below will pick up 1 kill for Acidic Tom. The package just being dropped across the middle of everything. Thunderstorm is still alive. A whole bunch of kills have exchanged. Derisive Oxen is still alive on one side of the fight. It's 2 for 2. Well, I mean, really extended, like 3 for 2 in favor of OGR.
In favor of GST.
No, because Dark
Tristana
Dud died. Yeah. Oh, Tristana died too. It was 3 for 3. Okay.
Haha, that's what it is. But they did get a little bit of damage onto GST Tower too, so. However,
Yeah.
that is a lot of shutdown gold going over. And Phantom might have got out Thunderstorm.
Yeah, Thunderstorm and Scrambles maybe on the wrong side of the map here. Derisive Oxen trying to find something. Danny Phantom almost gets bursted out. Ooh, Thunderstorm does a lot of damage, as it turns out. Scrambles does pick up a kill on the other side onto Dark Dud. It's 1 for 1 off of that. I don't want to say extended engagement, but off of the wraparound in the bot lane.
Yeah, and that's easily 600 plus gold over to Danny Phantom, which has to feel good because of the shutdown gold. Excuse me, that was on Thunderstorm.
Yeah, we finally have a small break here. It's kind of strange. Never mind. Acidic Tom going to pull in Ivory in the mid lane. Scrambles is here as well. This has turned into a 3v3 out of nowhere. Static pops on the hunt. He's pretty low. He's looking to jump in the bot lane. Something is happening. Trilogy kills Dark Dud for some reason. It's a 1 for 1 in the mid lane, though. Duvranga doing quite a bit of damage, but Danny Phantom able to chunk back onto him. Chain's not able to connect from Thunderstorm, so we're not going to see any... Well, I thought we weren't going to see any further engagement. Duvranga takes another Phosphorus Bomb for his trouble.
It feels bad because Ezreal's not the strongest, or isn't by far the strongest tank shredder. And so Trilogy was able to dive him in the bot lane and get the kill on him while we were focusing mid lane.
Yeah.
Do you have Oxen trying to defend the tower? I think he will be able to. Because Nautilus is busted. No.
Now, Trilogy should be sitting on a pretty nice chunk of gold, just judging by his items. So he should be able to go back and buy something nice for himself. True Shot Barrage almost steals that, almost takes down Duvranga as well, but it will be the Ocean Dragon at 16 minutes going over to Oklahoma Gold Rush. Scrambles drops down the Rift Herald in mid. I guess this is pretty well set up. They've got 3 members in mid compared to just the 1 right now for Ghost. So that should be the mid lane tower.
Sion's gonna push in the bot lane as well and probably get that turret. Even if this Rift Herald just hits the second turret. Oh, never mind, it turned around. Will it hit? No, the smite goes through and Shelly is taken down before he's able to go into the second tower. But Sion shoving in the bot lane, he's still going. GST needs to make a decision here. Do they answer to the bot lane or do they try and force the fight mid?
Yeah, Trilogy's already gotten 1 tower. Now, Rengar and Nautilus are both in bot lane, but he's just going to ultimate away. In the mid lane, meanwhile, Danny Phantom in trouble again, just a little bit too far forward. The Jarvan Jacuzzi comes out. Acidic Tom in trouble as he gets taken down. Scrambles gets the kill returned on him, but Danny Phantom goes down to Thunderstorm in exchange. Duvranga just outputting quite a bit of damage from the outside. He's quietly up to that Stormrazor plus Zeal combo on Tristana.
Yeah, between his farm and the kills he's been able to pick up this game, he's made himself a threat, and Tristana is super good at pushing down turrets. However...
Yeah, Derisive Oxen found the hook onto him. I don't know that that's necessarily what he wanted to do. Thunderstorm trading back a little bit of damage. Depth Charge coming out onto Thunderstorm. Static is here. Doesn't have On the Hunt available. They're trying to find Duvranga, but the buffer on the auto attack plus the rocket jump will get him out to safety.
It's so tough because both of those people are the people you want to kill, but you just can't catch them.
But now Trilogy gets found by a couple of members. The package comes forward from Danny Phantom, just doing a little bit of damage to the tank line. Trilogy and Ivory have really set up a good front line here. Acidic Tom tries to get into the back, but ultimately just gets bursted down. The Decimating Smash plus Thunderstorm able to find that critical damage. And now Trilogy taken pretty low, but he's really done his job pretty well on Scion as he's tanked up everything. CRXN, if you just look at the Discord, I type out the schedule before I go live. So just check that announcement tab.
Charge.
Derisive Oxen now found by Thunderstorm, and Scrambles will pick up that kill. Danny Phantom should die to that explosive shot. Yep, Scrambles goes in with the Jarvan Jacuzzi. That'll be 3 going in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush, but they do lose their jungler in exchange.
Yeah, this is rough because OGR, they have such a big lead right now that what they... Ooh!
The trade back.
The combo.
Yeah, Dark Dud. Oh! The shout from
Comet.
Trilogy plus the Comet able to find enough damage to trade that one back. So Dark Dud and Duranga, neither one of them really needed to die there, but they both do. Oh, Bone Skewer, not quite the correct direction there from Acidic Tom, as Trilogy forcing his way in with the Soul Furnace shield. They do pick up the mid lane tower. It's 32-14. We're getting into a pretty ridiculous kill count in this game at 20 minutes. Bone Skewer lands onto Ivory, into the dredge line. Still has the ultimate available. Maybe not quite the right timing as he doesn't cleanse the CC back out, but doesn't really matter as the depth charge comes out onto Thunderstorm. They're finally trying to chase down Ivory. Here comes On the Hunt, and they will pick up the kill onto the support, so Ghost able to get one back.
Just a little bit of overstaying there. The problem with OGR is they have all kills, but the real objective of the game is to destroy the Nexus, and you have to destroy the towers in order to do that. So the problem they had there was they got all these kills, but Durvanga unfortunately goes down at the end, which is their main tower pushing source. And so they stayed a little while trying to get onto the mid tower, but ultimately were chased down. In the end, though, it's still almost a 10k gold lead. It's like 8k gold in favor of OGR still, so still in a very healthy lead.
Yeah, do you... This is
Do I see GST coming back?
I was just going to ask if you saw any scaling from GST that maybe if it stalled out kind of like we saw GSM in the last game, if you saw that come back potentially happening based on their comp, or if this is just kind of over unless there's a big throw.
I think they'd have to throw pretty darn hard. Maybe get like the rest of the dragons and Infernal, and then Elder Drake and all that stuff, because Ezreal, he does eventually scale and it feels kind of good, but when you're put behind and you've died so many times, the main thing you're missing when you die, and this is why the first kills of the game don't matter that much, is the experience from the lanes. So with 7 deaths, you're really far behind from experience, and the damage just doesn't come through. You're not able to stack things up. So I think OGR have a pretty clean win in their eyesights. In their sights.
Yep. We'll have to see how the rest of the game goes now. Baron being started by 4 members of Oklahoma Gold Rush, both of the top laners available to join using teleport, and in fact Trilogy teleporting back behind some of the members of Ghost. Hook in from Acidic Tom, not able to find anything. Here comes the unstoppable onslaught though, not able to find anybody with the knockup, neither on the decimating smash. Now Static just kind of on the wrong side of the fight there, as he'll get taken down by Duvranga. He's doing a lot of damage with that Zeke's plus his auto attacks. Jarvan Jacuzzi buys just a little bit of time, but Scrambles goes down in the process. Dark Dud in trouble as well, and that'll be not quite the ace, as Derisive Oxen is still alive and kicking on as he's running away from the fight, but it's 4 for 1 in favor of Oklahoma Gold Rush.
See, that could have been a decent fight. Dark Dud finished his Mirror Mana, so now he's got the upgraded version, and was pumping out quite a bit of damage, but unfortunately you're just so far behind at this point that it's so difficult to get onto the carries like Tristana and LeBlanc, which almost killed actually.
Yeah,
but now it's just going to be a Baron.
Yeah, Derisive Oxen grabs the tower. This is the first tower of the game for Ghost. Ivory's in hot pursuit. He's got the dredge line. Does Ivory actually have any damage? He does. He finally is able to close the gap and pick up the kill. Now the Baron is here for Oklahoma Gold Rush. Danny Phantom and Static are here, though. The package comes in over the wall, plus the auto attack. Thunderstorm is on a killing spree, but the Baron goes over to Static.
Static. What?
I couldn't
Oh
think of
my
his
goodness,
word.
they steal the Baron. See, this will delay the game a little bit, but it only went on to Dark Dead and Acidic Tom, so not sure how impactful that's actually going to be because they still have a huge minion wave in the base to work with.
Yeah, Hook not going to connect onto Acidic Tom, but that... Oh, Ivory finds the knock up onto Dark Dead. They knock him back into the turret. He's still alive, though. Dredgeline back in as they pull in Trilogy. They do get the inhibitor turret, but can Ghost turn anything back? Hook just a little bit wide. Thunderstorm over the wall. He's on a rampage on LeBlanc. 12-1 on the LeBlanc pick for Thunderstorm.
Yeah, definitely took advantage of the first few kills that they got at the beginning of the game, really snowballing it into this 10k gold lead that they have now. I think Baron's just going to delay it, but they might find a pick on a Trilogy. He's pretty tanky.
Death from Below will secure that kill. He'll go ahead and share that gold over with Nautilus. That was an 800 gold shutdown as well. Going over, is it 800 for Pike and then 300 for his friend? Duvranga and Scrambles have found Static in the bot lane, by the way.
I think you're right. Looking to keep fighting. With the Baron buff, they do have the minions on their side. Just trying to get some kills over under their belt, trying to catch back up. They might be able to push this turret down, actually, with the lack of wave clear from OGR.
Yeah, it feels like they're just kind of throwing abilities out. Not really to look for kills, but just to force them off of the turret. They do manage to grab that. They claw just a little bit back into the game. It's held steady at 8,000 gold for the time being.
They're finding some fights and forcing OGR to make some mistakes in their team fighting. So GSD is getting some kills back, not completely getting decimated. And with the Baron steal, which was super clutched by Static, that's giving them some pressure. Gonna get a couple towers from it. That's some extra gold in their pockets too. So really good on them for making an attempt at a comeback here. In my solo queue game, everybody would be saying FF right now.
Yeah, I don't know that that's too far away anyway, but they have managed to claw back. They stole the Baron. They've got a handful of turrets on their side, so it's not super tragic. It's just a little bit
winnable.
Tragic. Winnable. Okay.
Comebackable. Oh man, looks like there's going to be a fight bot lane though, as both of the teams are kind of converging onto that area. No objectives up for the time being. Still got quite a while before Baron or Dragon come up for that matter.
Yep. Oh, the ult coming in from Scion, just, I guess, trying to start the fight. Trilogy taking quite a bit of damage, but it doesn't matter too much. Danny Phantom along the side. They pull in Ivory, but he still has the ultimate available. Now the Jarvan Jacuzzi into the backline. It's going to lock up 4 members, but Scrambles does go down in the process. Now the fight is starting to turn a little bit for Oklahoma Gold Rush. It's 2 down already, though, and Danny Phantom is doing quite a bit of damage. Dark Dud is being pretty ignored. He's still alive. It's a messy fight. It's 3 for 3 total. Oh, 3 for 4. Excuse me. Dark Dud versus Duvranga and Trilogy. He can't really do anything about it, so it's objectively, it's a 1 team fight for Oklahoma Gold Rush. It could have gone much better, though.
For sure. Dark Dead and Danny Phantom were just sitting in the back line, pumping out so much damage. The only thing is that it was mostly onto the tanks, which isn't exactly where you want that damage to go. But in these sort of situations, it's difficult to get to the backline for killing Duvranga.
Yeah, you could tell Scrambles just wanted the fight to start. He didn't really care how it happened. He went super deep into that backline. Probably not the 100% best call in that point, but they know that they're on a...
There we go.
Oh, Danny Phantom picks it up. Well, Dark Dud picks up the kill, but the package able to do something. The Hex Flash from Ivory as he comes back in. They find damage onto Danny Phantom, but now Static has killed off Scrambles, and now Ivory is separated from the rest of his team as Ghost, making a show of it. Dark Dud, well, there's not a whole lot to really announce there. Acidic Tom takes the kill with the death from below. He'll hand that extra kill gold over to Dark Dud. And Ghost now have a pretty decent advantage. They've got 5v2 on the map.
Yeah, are they gonna prove me wrong with everything I've been saying? If they stage a comeback, that'd be fantastic. Baron and Dragon just announced they're on exactly the same timers, coming up in a minute 50 now, and GST is closing this gold lead really quickly. They went from 10k gold down to now just 4. That's insane.
Oh, the ultimate coming in from Sion, looking to stop some backs. Can he connect onto anything? Just runs into the wall. They found Static though.
Static needs to leave.
Oh, Dark Dud hasn't finished his recall either, so the two members of Ghost not really synced up. It's not dangerous time though. There's still a minute 30 left before that Baron spawns, but
Still want to be able to prep it, get the wards out, and be there before them so you can have control over it. Because it. And another problem is GSD still has those 2 inhibitors down, and so they're on the clock. If they spend too much time out of the base, they're just gonna lose by default because minions.
OGR looking for that push on the top lane. They know that they've drawn a lot of members of Ghost to the bottom side of the map with the pressure from those minions, and they'll just take this turret for free. Worth saying that it's a good job by Ghost just to give that one up. There's really no way you can contest that inner tower at this point in the game. Thunderstorm gets a decent chunk of damage onto Static and Acidic Tom. Acidic Tom has that passive to heal him back up. All 5 members of Ghost are available and buzzing around this last inhibitor turret.
Yeah, now it's all about slowly keeping top lane pressured while the other lanes push in by themselves, which I'm super glad to see that they're doing this properly. You don't need an extra person there. However, Trilogy
gets
kind of
pulled
getting
in.
caught out.
Yeah, he's chunked down to about 1,000 health, but Derisive Oxen is taking way worse on this trade. He'll be forced to flash away. Nobody's died just yet in this fight, but it's right on that edge, you know. And the Warmogs for Trilogy heals him back up almost to full, just a couple of seconds of free time. Static is clearing super minions on that Nexus turret, so this is only 4 members right now for Ghost.
Yeah, they gotta decide here. Do they want to get this top turret and just push for the end, which
Dark Dud thought
good spells out.
Yeah, Dark Dud thought he saw his moment there. He jumped forward onto Nuvranga, chunked him down to about a quarter, but wasn't able to find that critical damage. Now they're looking in. Thunderstorm gets snared up. Ivory gets pulled back in. Now the Decimating Smash doesn't connect onto anybody. OGR kiting back through the jungle. That was the LeBlanc clone that died.
They got to decide here. Do they want these fights and commit, or do they want to go for Baron? They're not quite deciding what they want to do yet.
Ghost has some low health bars as well. This is not a fight you can look at really turning at this point. Certainly the 4,000 gold lead or 5,000 gold lead or whatever you want to call it at this point. I guess it's about 4.5. Yeah.
Exactly.
Doesn't matter as much at 30 minutes as it does earlier on in the game. OG are going to grab their 3rd Ocean Dragon.
Yeah,
that feels kind of bad. Every dragon that spawned for him this game while they're so far ahead was just Ocean.
Feels good. I mean, the sustain for the sustained pushes is insane. Sion just never runs out of health. Man, OGR has some excellent visions set up around the Baron. However, GSD also has great vision in their topside jungle. That's actually super important because it's the approach to Baron that's usually the most treacherous. Whether you'll find a Thunderstorm LeBlanc waiting in the bush for you or not is super important. So they are making some moves. Acidic Tom is gonna walk in there, maybe clear out some vision with Static, which is exactly what they need before OGR is able to show up.
Yeah, I also don't know about Dark Dead being isolated against Trilogy. That feels like a mismatch even at the worst of times at this point in the game.
Yeah.
On the Hunt is popped for Static.
Problem is you got split attention. You gotta decide what do you want, Baron or to save your inhibitors again. They've managed to stall it out to the point where the inhibitors are back up, which is actually really, really good. OGR should make a move for the Baron here.
Yeah, Scion ults away in bot lane. He still has his teleport available and is in fact teleporting somewhere. Oh, right into the
Dude,
middle.
Nautilus is here though.
And Nautilus is also here, so all 5 members of Ghost are in the vicinity. Dark Dud throws the ultimate back across. Baron's getting super low. Oh, this
They
is
need to
pretty
peel
tense.
off.
Static can't get in. It's Baron is slain by the blue team, so Scrambles has secured it. Ivory gets hooked back in. He's not able to pop the ult in time, and he'll go down immediately. That's 1 kill going over to Ghost, but they can't track down the rest of the of OGR. Well, maybe Trilogy. Trilogy looks...
Trilogy doesn't have all.
Yeah,
Or, well,
Trilogy
for
looks
the next
pretty
like
dead
2
here.
seconds.
So they knocked 2 Baron buffs off of Oklahoma Gold Rush. Oh,
Danny, kite, kite, kite. Click back forward. Click back forward. Man, well, that's decent by GST. It sucks that OGR was able to get the Baron, but they successfully defended the 2 inhibitors at the same time.
yeah, they
And
defended
are
the 2
gonna get a
inhibitors.
tower.
They got 2 of the Baron buffs. They got a tower. I mean, you still have to worry about the outcome of the total outcome of the Baron buff, but that's a decent trade back if you're Ghost. That's a decent play.
It's another 2k gold in their pocket, lowering the gold difference to just 3k. They're completely proving me wrong here with their ability to come back. They're finding these minor mistakes by OGR and are able to capitalize on it to lower the gold difference. I believe in the comeback.
Yeah, you still definitely have the scaling on Tristana, though. 4 items finished up for Duvranga, about 4 items finished up for Thunderstorm as well. Tristana just gets scarier and scarier, and now Ezreal, once he gets the 2nd tier finished up, will start kind of scaling off. Ultimate coming in from Scion in the mid lane. Not able to connect on anybody, but he does force them back off of the inhibitor, so they'll go ahead and secure that. The Decimating Smash locks up too. Danny Phantom in a little bit of trouble. It does force Acidic Tom back away as well, and Dark Dud has essentially no health left.
Yeah, this is the fight to decide the game.
Yeah, 2 inhibitors go over, 2 Oklahoma Gold Rush. On the Hunt is popped as they're just trying to find that vision, find a little bit of movement speed in. Static really wants to find Duvranga in the end of this fight. Derisive Oxen posturing forward just a little bit. Again, both of the inhibitors are down, so these are going to slowly push in. OGR doesn't need to fight right now. They've waited out the entirety of the On the Hunt from Static. So there's no big knife cat jumping into the back line on your Tristana.
Knife cat, knife cat.
Stabby tabby. Danger.
Stabby tabby, I like it.
What's the other one? Danger cat! That was a video for a while.
Well, knife cat Sky Williams. Ooh, Oxen looking for a fight here, forcing the flash out of Ivory as they attempt to engage from the fight. They don't really want that quite yet because
Thunderstorm
they're
chunks
up.
out Acidic Tom on the other side, so neither support looking too healthy right now. Ivory regenning up decently, though. They have the 3 Ocean Dragons. Scrambles tries to take the red buff, but it is secured by his Static.
Acidic did heal back almost all of his health before getting on the fountain just from the gray health, so both of them are able to sustain it out pretty well. This huge wave with Baron buff is going to hurt this tower so much, if not just completely destroy it.
Yeah, there's 2 cannon minions here, and Trilogy, I love this positioning. He's protecting both of the cannon minions. Thunderstorm over the wall! Almost chunks out Dark Dud. Trilogy pulls the trigger on the ultimate, but not able to really find anybody. It's going to force a couple members back to Fountain again for Ghost, and OGR still just chunking away on this tower. Now Duvranga, oh, the Baron buff is actually timed out now, but they'll grab the tower anyway. Danny Phantom is in a lot of trouble. She is able to package away. Now Scrambles, chunked as well. Static from the side, assassinates Scrambles, but he'll pay for it with his life. Thunderstorm gets taken pretty low, but no damage coming down. Acidic Tom looking for that hook. It's just him and Dark Dud right now. There's 2 members still on the fountain for Ghost. Dark Dud's chunked really low. The shout plus the explosive shot will pick up the kill. Duvranga's still alive. He's outputting damage. Derisive Oxen gets knocked back into the team by Ivory, and Duvranga's still alive. 1 Nexus turret's fallen. 2 Nexus turrets have fallen, and that looks like it's finally going to be the game. Danny Phantom needs to try to defend against 4, but I don't think it's going to matter, as OGR finally closes out the game just under 38 minutes.
Yeah, that was really excellent. I think the way GST was able to come back so much, like really good job for them for almost bringing that back, is because they use the side waves as pressure. But at the end of the game, when their bottom two inhibitors were down, that's gone, and so now their only option was to try and fight it out in the top lane, where OGR definitely had the advantage and was able to close out the game.
Yeah, so we have one more order of business to attend to before we head
Ooh.
off. I'll go ahead and just drag this onto the screen. We're going to be giving away a Sona emote, this emote right here. I was
Woo.
hoping to make it just a little bit smaller, but that's fine. Oh, I don't actually have that up. Uh, there, now you can see it. We're giving away the Sona emote. Um, we don't have a bot in the channel, so we don't have an official way to give it away. So instead, we're going to play just a little bit of trivia. So if everybody's ready, paying attention. Your trivia question. The first person to get it will receive the code for the Sona emote. All right. Which Gold League team has not used a single sub this season and also has not done any name changes? We're looking for the name of the Gold League team with no subs and no name changes. First person to say the correct team name in chat will win the emote. It's not GSM, it's not Pro, it's not Road. Landsneck is the correct answer.
Oh
Scrambles
my
has
god,
it.
scrambles. Fantastic job. I wasn't sure. Like, Mershmatic came up with this question by himself because we weren't sure exactly what to do, and I thought it was brilliant. But it is Lance Neck, our favorite team. Um, yeah. So basically, I have the code to the emote scrambles. I will make sure to give it to you. I decided to give it to OK LCS because I think you guys are awesome and GetRECt TV, so we wanted to give at least one of them away.
Yep.
Um,
GSM used a sub in their week 4 game that we saw on stream. Uh,
mhm.
Propulsion has used a sub during the split. Road, unfortunately, our AD carry decided to name change in the lobby last week, so he has gone through a name change as well. Um, Scrambles wants to give it to Local Dummy, so we'll go ahead and do that. That's
We'll
fine.
give it to Loco Dummy. I like
Local
it.
Dummy, if you want to message, would you be fine giving me the code?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Yeah. Local dummy, go ahead and message me on Discord. I think I'm easier to find, and I'll go ahead and send that code along to you.
I do have two more of the codes that I plan on giving away when I stream later today, so you guys might have to check that out. I have
Okay.
two more.
So yeah, twitch.tv/Otso live. He'll be streaming later on today if you want to watch that. Uh, I'm supposed to officially plug the rest of the Gold Cap stream will be later on today, starting at 3 p.m. with Vid and Hunger Bunger. He'll release the schedule as soon as he's getting close to stream time. And yeah, that's going to do it for us this week. Thanks again, Otso, for joining us.
Heck yeah, it's the best. I love it. And we have Aaron, our Mastermatic, doing the intros now, so you guys don't have to put up with me not knowing the names as well.
If you have any feedback for any of our casts, feel free to send it along to me. I'll make sure that Otso gets to hear how awesome he is. And yeah, thanks guys for joining us. We really appreciate you guys tuning in, and we'll see you hopefully later on for the Gold Cast tonight. And if not, I'll look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesday for the Recalled podcast.